Okay, guys, we are live. For those listening at home, welcome to the Live from the Sword Coast podcast. My name is Kevin Madison, and I'm your Dungeon Master for this evening. We are playing this evening the Savage Worlds version of Deadlands Hell on Earth. This is the third session of this particular kind of sub-campaign that we're playing. If you would like to see earlier sessions of this campaign, please feel free to look back on the channel and find the earlier episodes. They should be the last two ones before tonight. I'm going to ask you guys to introduce yourselves in order that you guys were on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to mute my mic, and I'm going to go Jaden, Jeff, and then Brent and Dave. So, Jaden, you want to turn your mic on, and I'll let you go away?
Hello. I am Jaden, and I am playing Carl this evening. He is a unthawed cryogenic soldier. Pretty sweet. He's been thawed, and he's jumping back into the reality of his current landscape.
Dave, one sec. I'm going to mute my from here.
That's terrible.
Wait, now try.
Try that again. I am Jaden, and I am playing Carl. He is a unthawed cryogenic soldier.
Has been
He's
detected.
kind of thrown back into this landscape after the world has been torn apart.
Okay, and I'm Jeff Ivey, and I'm playing Malcolm Buckman. He is a Templar, and he's got a shattered sword, and he is looking for people to protect, but he is currently traveling along with sort of a motley crew.
Okay. And Brent?
I am playing Pock. He's
Threat has been detected.
apparently he's a virus according to Avast. And also a 3-foot-tall mutant with large bugged-out eyes, wearing kind of homemade armor, with a vest and full of kind of junk and like knickknacks, and he wears an aviator's helmet.
Okay, and Dave, who you played?
Barry Adams, who is a mutant holy man, follower of the Glow, and recent acquirer of a dirt bike, apparently.
Yeah. Also, Dave, you missed last session, so we have a bit of a surprise for him.
Oh Lord.
Let's see here. Where our scene opens is with Barry lying. Oh, incidentally, for those listening at home, if you go into the description of this video, you can find a link to the printouts, or rather the stats for all the characters, so you can see who are, if you are so inclined, you can see who our motley cast of heroes is. Now, Barry, the last thing you recall is, well, actually, really nothing. You sort of shake your head, and you seem to be coming out of something. Your head hurts, your back hurts, your arms hurt. Where the hell are you? And it's dark. You take a moment to kind of think, and you're like, well, I was with my, my posse. I went into, or we found that sign, that big buried target sign, and then you found you dug your way down, and you found that there was actually an entire store buried underneath the Nevada dunes that seemed to have been untouched. And at Malcolm's encouragement, you guys dug in there, broke into the roof using that massive atomic blast spell you got, and you guys went down and started trying to loot the place. Then found that the target was actually connected to a mall, and where Malcolm's eyes were big when he found the contents of the target. They got even bigger with a prospect of what an entire abandoned mall might hold. Unfortunately, what it seemed to hold was a bunch of subhumans who have been trapped down here for God knows how long, mutated by whatever lived down here, and their hideous German Shepherd-sized half-rodent, half-cockroach pets. Now that you think about it, you remember that they jumped you, and at first you guys tried to take a stand in the back of that, kind of knick-knack store that you last remember being in. And unfortunately, when you realized, or the group of you realized that there were too many to just fight off, that there was, hordes of these things down here, everyone decided to make a run for it. And that's around the time when the 3 mutants jumped on top of you.
Oh.
Now, when everyone turned to try and help you, they started getting bogged down as well. And you remember the last thing that you can think of is, as you were losing consciousness, you once again called on the power of the glow, set off a massive explosion that threw some of the mutants off of your allies and allowed them to make the run for freedom. Unfortunately, you didn't even get a chance to... You're not even sure what happened with them, because you swiftly lost consciousness as the mutants, or whatever they are, the denizens of the mall, continue to kind of rail their hits down on you with slippery when wet signs, with aluminum baseball bats, and all sorts of other accoutrements. Instead, you didn't... when you got to see these guys, they were misshapen. Like, I think the way I described it was, imagine that someone found the parts of a human body but didn't know how they quite fit together. That's what these things look like. Sickly, gray-skinned, with greasy remnants of hair, all dressed in shiny red smocks.
Ooh, fancy.
And what was it they kept saying, Kev?
Shop! Shop till you drop! Shop till you drop!
Yeah, they were awesome.
They also were chanting Blue Light Special when one...
Oh, yeah, Blue Light Special. Right.
And also they were chanting Shoplifter when you guys were leaving with your loot.
Right.
So,
we honestly thought they were going to eat you, Dave, when we
this is
left.
coming back to you now, and you're not quite sure where you are.
Am I alone?
You want to try to say something?
Yep.
What do you say?
Is anybody there?
Yes, it's Jeff! No. Pock, do you want to say something?
Hello? Who is it?
Oh, Pock, did I not mention? So, Pock, last we saw you was about 2 days ago. 2 days ago, you were, as is your custom, when everyone else, hunkered down underneath a tarp, right next to acetylene gene, Diego's souped-up 60s Charger, and everyone else tries to prevent exposure to the elements, the radioactive dust, and the vicious things that prey on other living creatures in the wasted West. You always insist on sleeping way the fuck at the edge of the camp, if not somewhere else. So, like sometimes they find, when they woke up, they couldn't find you again. And what was it you were doing? You were gone for about a day. Something piqued your interest. What was it?
Well, I went for a walk, and then I discovered the remains of a large garbage dump and landfill. And then I struck up a conversation with some spirits.
Okay.
That's really, really interesting. And by the time I got back, people had left, so I had to track them down.
Okay. So you got...
I didn't consider them to leave without, saying goodbye. But they did. Luckily, I'm a good tracker.
Okay. You, when you realize what had happened, you're kind of like, oh shit. All right. Well, I've got to carry on. that's around when you heard the hum, or a fairly familiar hum of a hover cycle. Woo! And you saw a colleague who had some other business to deal with in Junkyard, in what was the city. Well, it was the former community of Salt Lake City. Known only, I mean, you've really only known it as Junkyard because you probably have only been brought there as an adult. What it was the cryogenically frozen soldier, Carl. So Carl is driving across. Carl had some other matters to deal with in Junkyard because Carl has sort of a grander vision of rebuilding the United States as it was before Judgment Day, because of course he slept through Judgment Day.
Hoorah!
So what you see is Carl was going to plan on meeting up with you guys. All of you were planning on heading to this place called Ruby Valley. It's a little community that is sort of on the eastern edge of Nevada. None of you have been there before, but each of you has had some involvement with this group called the Cult of the Crawler Queen, or the Cult of the Queen Beneath. It's something different. There have been sort of apocalyptic cults that have sprung up and had some followings and then collapsed in kind of a dystopian tent revival kind of way. This particular one is behind a lot of disappearances, and in your case, there are a number of the other sort of nomads that you dealt with, Pock, and some of the other sort of mutants have. I mean, mutants are generally they are thought less of, and they're sometimes actively hunted and tried to be killed by unaltered humans. And a lot of them end up in. A lot of them have ended up in Las Vegas as well, which was a thriving metropolis of mutants. Your character is more of a, because of your connection with the spirits and whatnot, you never really were part of society, whatever. So it's these sort of fringers, I guess, that you have known. It's them going missing. And the more you heard is that you've somehow made a connection to this cult. So that's what got you involved with all these guys in the first place. One of the guys who sees this as a threat to it, and partly because he's sort of, imagine if like, you can correct me if I'm wrong about this, Bub, but Jaden's character is kind of like, imagine if you took a G.I. Joe, a character with sort of like the ethics of the old G.I. Joe cartoon, and plunked him down in the middle of a dystopian Mad Max future.
He's the Operations Damocles guy?
Yes, he is, yeah. Yeah, so he sort of sees this as because he's heroic and whatever else, he's seen the cult as a threat. So he's catching up with the rest of the group, rest of the posse, who were driving out in Diego's car, Acetylene Jean. So this isn't surprising that you're seeing Carl follow the same route. But you see him from about maybe half mile off. What are you going to do? You're driving across, he is driving across, and you're sort of wandering across the sweeping, empty, rocky, and sandy flats of western Nevada.
I'll try and wave at him to see if he sees me.
You're 3 foot tall, right?
Yeah, maybe I just thought that might not work.
How do you normally get his attention? How do you normally? That's one thing that Carl has. The hover cycle.
Yeah.
Has a passenger seat in the back, and it has a sidecar.
Cool. Well, what I'll do is, let's see here. First of all, I'll try and use a light spell to see if I can create a light to so it catches his attention.
Honestly, I think the opposite might have the better effect. This is daytime in Nevada. More light in a the blasted, sun-baked, flats is maybe not going to draw as much attention as like a plume of dark fog or dark smoke.
Oh yeah, okay, I can do fog. I will. Yeah, that sounds good. I will send up a cloud of smog.
Okay. Awesome smog. That's great. Really, what more damage could be done here? Okay, so that means Carl, you see this. You're cruising along. You've dealt with some of the people at, or talked to some of the people who are sort of organizing a more regimented response to sort of organizing the wastes. You sort of have a bigger picture of how to respond than just respond to the life in the post-apocalypse, rather than just kind of dealing with like, how do I get water today? How do I get food today? So we're stuck behind with that meeting. You're now rolling along, and you see out of the left corner of your eye, or the corner of your left eye, I guess, this plume of smog go up. I'm guessing, Pock, this is not the first time you've done that to draw attention, right?
No, yeah, I would have used that in the past.
So it's Carl.
Short man needs some help here.
What's that, Brent?
The short man needs some help here.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
So the what do you call? Oh fuck. There's a documentary. This is a bit of a non sequitur, but it does make sense in a sec here. There's a documentary on Netflix now that is about the making of that '90s Island of Dr. Moreau, and it's fascinating. It is a really, really interesting study how someone's career in that kind of industry can suddenly just through no fault of their own can just be go sideways and end. But because the intent behind making the film and what was intended at the beginning and what ended up making it to the screen is like it could not have been more different. But one of the weird castings in that was the shortest man in the world at the time, who was actually 3 foot tall. I wish I had gotten a photo of him, because he would have been perfect for Paul.
Nice.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I've also been playing a lot of Borderlands lately. It's saying mutant future with a lot of mutants, but a lot of the mutants are midgets. So it's got there's little midgets, there's psychotic midgets, there's chainsaw, there's all these different classifications of midgets.
Yeah. So that would be your what do you call it? That is their sort of pocket in a nutshell. So anyway, so Carl, you see this, and what would you like to do? I'm gonna turn my mic down.
Oh, hey, gotta whip the speeder around and roll up to him. Hey, how's it going, Pock?
Hey, good. Good. I was wondering
What brings you out?
Catch a ride here with you.
Hop on in. What brings you out to the middle of the desert?
Trying to get back to my friends.
You've gone astray, have you?
Yeah, I went for a walk, and when I got back, they were gone.
Ugh. You do this so often, Pock. Haven't you learned by now?
I think it's just people. You city dwellers, you're so quick and not concerned. You're so concerned about time. You don't take time. You don't wait for people. You just go from one place to another.
Too impatient, eh?
Don't appreciate the land. Look at the land. It's what we got left. Beautiful.
Well, hop on in. Let's go see what we can do for you.
All right.
Okay. So you hop, Pock, you hop onto the vehicle, and you start to go ahead, hop in the sidecar, I guess. Pock, incidentally, smells like someone who lives in the radioactive wastes for the majority of for really all of his life. So what happens is you guys kept on going, and you get to a point where Pock, I'm sort of picturing that you sort of, you've got that shape-shifting spell, which is called a wild shape. What I'm kind of picturing is that you sometimes just kind of change small little elements of your body to take advantage of like the scent of a dog or something like that?
Yeah, if that's allowable, not the full shape, that would be kind of useful.
Yeah. I was going to say that, what do you call it, like you sort of like start transforming to get a sniff and then kind of go back, and then like, oh, okay. So what you've done is you followed to what you think was an encampment, and then you follow it again. You lose the trail for a bit, but then you are managed to pick it up again. And what you suspect it is due to there's this form of exotic weather condition that happens where basically the rain comes pounding down on you, and it screams and cries as it hits you. It is also viciously toxic to most living creatures. Your colleague Mao Jingdao, of course, is Mao Jingdao is immune to that because he's already dead. But you see that there was a cloud of it or a patch that you passed through, and you suspect that that's sort of what washed away some of their trail. You do pick it up, however, and you manage to make yourself to this kind of mostly buried sign. It is a big, actually, Carl, you would recognize it as an old Target sign. And Pock, you're kind of, they were here, and I still smell berry.
And berry's pretty strong smelling. Okay, I'm gonna take a look and see what I can see. Is there any like physical tracks?
What it appears to be is sort of a half-buried sign. And as you sort of, if you kind of clear it out, because it's on the top of this massive dune, and as you guys sort of like scoop around and clear it out a little bit, you realize that the sign is actually sitting on top of like a roof. This is the roof of some kind of building. And you can smell the scent of your colleagues quite strongly around this whole area.
Hey, soldier boy. Take a look at this. I think our friends are down in here. They're totally around here somewhere. I think they're inside maybe.
All right.
Let's see if we can find an entrance.
Do I have a shot?
I was going to say that for your, what do you call it, for your sort of like vehicle kit, your sort of emergency kit, that has some kind of spade in it.
I'll call upon my trash spirit too to help me dig.
All right, so I pulled out my emergency spade and start going to town, digging it up.
What does your trash spirit look like?
Huh?
What does your trash spirit look like?
It looks like it's composed of just random like garbage from a landfill, but I'm thinking more of like kind of electronic pieces, predominantly white, with some other colors in it.
So it's an iPhone golem.
It's a white trash spirit.
It's a white trash spirit, nice. Because I'm sure with in the Wasted West that will definitely maintain its color well. Oop.
Yeah, off-white trash spirit, I guess.
Okay. Okay, so between the efforts of the trash spirit and Hawk, are you helping as well, or are you just kind of looking at it?
I'll try and help. I mean, I'm small, so I'll do what I can.
Yeah.
I've got a nice crowbar to pry any doors that need or like openings that.
Okay. So you're kind of what you're able to do is you're able to pop the thing open, and there are, for both of you guys, there's two things that hit you. One, there is a stink that hits whatever is down there. Well, first off, it is a gaping black hole down beneath there, and really, you see that there are around the edges. If you think to look, well, both of you guys, excuse me, I think both of you guys have fairly decent notice checks. Actually, you know what? Why don't you make notice checks for me? Now, remember, Brandon, forgive me if I'm repeating stuff you know, but remember to always add or roll your wild die with any success checks.
Cool. And for the open-ended rolls, they're only open-ended once, right?
Nope, they keep on going. They explode and explode and explode.
Okay, got me a 10.
Okay. Carl, how'd you do? You got 11? Okay. So both of you notice that as you sort of manage to wedge and move this thing over, it's actually covering a big hole that's been blasted into the roof. And both of you notice that from the sort of fraying in on the roof, it was blasted down. So something blew something up from the top going into this structure, or into this thing. Now that you move the sign, you see the hole is a giant gaping blackness down there. If you turn your, if say you use your light spell, what you'll see is that this is a massive, fairly picked over Target store, a department store, all hollow and empty, and you can hear some sounds of life very, very, very faintly, deeper and further off in the structure.
I'll point with my crowbar and go this way.
Okay. From the roof down to the floor is probably about 60 or 70 feet. But I think I didn't. Sorry, I threw together both Carl and James's character at work today. So Carl, you will have like belaying rope or something like that, or like a nylon rope as well.
I have a
flare, yeah, absolutely. So you can take a flare and just drop it down in there. So you pop it, and yeah, again, it goes down about 70 feet. So you'll your rope is probably about 100 feet long. So you can tie it up to the hover bike and use that as sort of an anchor to get yourself down if you like. Yeah. So both of you go down, and as you go down, the other thing I was going to mention is the scent of Barry is still down here. You get a sense, Pop, that Barry is, he's still here. For whatever reason, your connection to the spirits or the whatever you choose to call the trashy hunting grounds, you've got a weird. It seems like there's that Barry may tap into that same sort of power, I guess, or sphere. So you can sort of feel that he's down here somewhere. And Carl, or did you tell Carl that?
Yeah, I think they're down here. I get the scent from them. Okay. I can hear something over this way. We should go down and check it out.
Okay, so what's your strategy here, guys? For this is not both of you. As players, this is your first time in the Wasted West. What you know is that these kinds of areas are very often full of incredibly lethal critters, things that have been either too mean or tough or vicious to die, or things that have mutated in the secret depths of these kind of hidden places, or things that have just been around since the dawn of time that have now awoken since the civilization of man came crashing down. What's your strategy, gents?
Alright. Checking the description for light. So light can be cast on an inanimate object?
He was asking if he had a light on the end of his submachine gun, and he does.
Okay. The light spell also works on an object, so it's not just like a. So I could put it on a rock and then toss it in to give us a better idea of what's down there.
Sure, it'll be one of the kind of pieces. I'm not sure there's really rocks lying around in the sandy wastes, but you would have a piece of trash or something on you that you could a old nut or something like. I mean like
Yeah.
Yeah, not like a cashew.
That's
yeah. Saving that for later. Okay, so you toss down. Yeah, there is enough, and Carl has dropped one of his flares down there anyway. Kind of cracked it, and then he's gone shimmying down. Are you going? I'm taking it. You are going down as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I can't remember. Does your trash spirit fly? I can't remember or not. Toxic spirits.
I don't. It just gives them a pace. I don't see anything for.
Yeah, because it's a trash spirit. It does not. The insect spirit can, but yeah, I'm assuming this thing could just like shimmy its way down the thing as well, if you like.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys get down there, and you hear that. What's sort of your strategy first off to get from where you first land? It's a blackened, gaping, well, I mean, picture a department store emptied of people with maybe 1/10 of the displays still standing. Everything else is fallen over. There's wet and decayed trash lying everywhere. The odd weird bit of dichotomy where, like, a pillow is still perfectly preserved in its plastic casing. There's bits where water has seeped through or sand has seeped through. Buckled floors from the earth shifting on Judgment Day. And then those single beam of light coming from the end of Carl's submachine gun and sweeping across it like a spotlight. Otherwise,
a stone that I threw light on and keep carrying it around with me.
What is the radius of light is how much?
The radius of light is. It negates darkness up to -6 penalty, whatever that means.
Oh, okay. Here.
It doesn't actually give a radius.
It's area equal to a large burst template. So it's really only about.
Where does it say that? I'm missing it.
It's not though the typed up version.
Oh.
It's not on your character sheet. It's in the description.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can't see it in there.
In mine, it says light negates any darkness obscurement up to -6 in an area equal to a large burst template.
Oh yeah, I'm just blind. Never mind.
Well, they cleverly hid it in the description of the spells.
Hell, bastards.
I can understand why you would have missed it. Fucking Fridays before long weekends, eh? Right. Okay, so basically, I'm picturing it's kind of going out maybe about like 25 feet from where you are.
Okay.
Okay, so you've got yours, and then a little further beyond that is where Carl's, his light is going. Carl, your other two guns, I mean, your pistol's obviously at your waist. Is your other one strapped across You're back right now? Yeah, okay.
Hey, I'm sorry, I got a sort of dumb question. Everything in here is in yards. How many feet is a yard? Or is it about a meter?
3. A yard is roughly the same size as a meter. So there's 3 feet in the yard, which is what, like, when I do my calculations in my head from meters, I just do 3.
Okay.
Because a yard's about the same length as, it's not quite bang on, but it's close enough to really matter. All the things listed on your character sheet have been converted to feet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So wait. No, I think that's wrong. I think because each, it's not listed in yards, it's listed in inches, and an inch is 2 feet.
Yeah, they said, yeah, an inch was 2 yards.
It was 2 yards?
Yeah.
Okay, so then convert it over to, wait, is that right? Yeah, so convert it over to, what's listed there is how many yards. So if you want to know how many feet, multiply it by 3.
Okay.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
I just wanted a rough idea. I'm like, I can't picture yards in my head. I'm not used to that.
No, it's on the screen. You know why I know that? It's because of Palladium Games. Speaking of which, fuck, you know who I heard on one of my art groups? You know who I heard from tonight?
What?
Fucking, what's his name? John Zelaznik. Remember the guy who did all the covers for riffs and shit in not Kevin Long, but the other guy?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I heard from him.
Nice. And he's just like, he
posted something looking for commissions, and I'm like, hey man, like I've loved your work from when I was a little kid. It's so cool that you're part of the group. He's like, oh, thanks. I really appreciate that. That means a lot. It's really cool.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. If for any other guys, have you ever seen a Riffs cover or a Shadowrun cover from about 1990 until about 1998? There's a good chance you've seen his work.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
And they're also converting riffs to Savage Worlds.
Yes.
For Christmas.
Which would be very cool. Sorry, for Christmas, is that what they're saying?
Yeah. But the last update was from April.
Oh. Whoops. Okay, so...
While we're off topic, I'll keep going off topic. This is what I've run.
Hey, you got it! That's the one I sent you guys a picture of.
It's some good stuff. It's about 80 IBUs in it, so it's bitter as fuck.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, but Brent, you sort of, like, your taste in beers is sort of based on dares.
I know. This is the other beer that we've been drinking tonight. It's alcoholic root beer.
No way.
I found it in Minneapolis last week, so I picked up a 12.
Nice.
Is it good?
Yeah, it tastes like root beer, but it's 5% alcohol.
Okay, so you guys get down there, and what's the you know what your light is and whatnot. Now, with all your light, I'm going to point out that whatever might be down here, whatever horrible critter or whatnot,
I totally know right here.
You're kind of like this. It's the strategy of like the anglerfish without the giant maw to make up for the light. It's like we're going to lure them into the light, and then what? Shit. So what do you guys? What's the plan here? Pock and Carl?
See if we can find our friends.
I think it's time to do some roaming.
I'm looking for specifics from you.
I wonder if I can climb up somewhere. There's all these Walmart-style shelves, right?
Yep.
You can climb up one and get a better view.
Okay. Well, the thing is, it's dark though. So again, like you only get a good view of the 25 feet from your spell.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Let's go left.
I can sort of hear where things are coming from, right?
I support Jane's plan of going left. Lucky left.
Well, Puck can hear like noise and shit, right?
Pock can? Yeah.
And can you smell anybody, Pop?
I think I smell our friends.
Are they left? I'm thinking they're left.
GM, am I smelling them to the left?
what you're again, like it's more you're sensing Barry at this point.
Do I sense Barry to the left?
To basically, so the two of you are sort of bantering this back and forth for a little bit, and on what Carl is getting at, I think, is that he's suggesting you do a grid search, which is a textbook military kind of thing. So you do start doing that, and what you come across is there is and Barry sort of explains what this, or Barry, Carl explains what this is. It's a giant gate that, well, I mean, basically, you know the night gates that you put down to close sort of one store off from the rest of the mall? That's down and locked, but as you're going along on this thing, and you can see there's, you know, pitch blackness into the mall. As you're making your way along, you get to one point, and once again, it's all wrenched in. Something has blasted its way past this thing and into the mall. And Pop, you get a sense that it is whatever did that, well, rather, regardless of whoever did that, you sense Barry somewhere deeper in the blackness that stretches before you. And as ill-smelling as the Target store has been, the mall is even worse. And you guys can hear the sounds of kind of low, muffled chanting coming from somewhere down there as well. I do not need you to make common sense checks to know that maybe killing your lights might be in order here.
Idea.
Sort of. I mean, we also can't see in the dark either, so it's a double-edged sword here.
Because I have been, like, rebirthed back into civilization through my cryogenics pod, do I have night vision goggles?
Yeah. Also, you know what? Actually, the sort of high-tech because in the picture, I was saying this to Jaden before we started. The picture that I've got for his character, and for those listening at home, this is the badass picture I picked for Jaden's character. He's actually fully encased in like kind of high-tech body armor, combat armor. When he's out and adventuring and whatnot, he has his full stuff on. So I'm assuming that that's got kind of a, you know, pre-activate the night vision thing on it. So, yes.
Excellent. All right. Buck, are you ready?
I guess. Can't see shit.
All right. Follow my lead.
I think Pock is, because you got a strength of D8. If you want, Pock, you can kind of ride on his back.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm only 3 feet tall.
Yeah. I mean, you're the size of a like fairly large toddler.
He's the size of a hiking backpack.
Exactly.
We'll go into Walmart, find a backpack, and I'll just hop in it. Like the one you got for Kate that holds little kids.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the target is very well picked over. There's really very little left that's of, well, there's nothing left that's of value really or functional. So you got your little back pock. I take critical damage for punning. You've got him on your back, and you're making your way along. What you come across, or what you find, is that you see that there are some, so that deeper into the mall, sort of near where the, well, first off, you pass first at one point this disgusting, misshapen humanoid form that doesn't see you guys and kind of, you know, goes lurching past, trailing behind it like some kind of hideous cape, this old Target smock. It's kind of flapping behind. Actually, this one is blue. And it kind of goes lumbering by. As you go a little deeper into the mall, and again, I'm assuming that you're trying to avoid contact at this point and just find your guys before engaging the enemy, you see that there are more of them. as you move your way through the rest of the what do you call it? Deeper into the mall, you get to a point where you get to sort of one of the other branches of the mall, and you find another store. This time a Walmart. However, this Walmart has been set up as a crude kind of like a village almost, but a village made of kind of like remember soddies like that we saw when we all grew up in Manitoba. The houses that are like layered sod, and then you kind of dig it out, and you know you have grass on top. Well, it's like that, but trash. So imagine piles of trash that you somehow dug out or burrowed out somewhere to live underneath. There's that in there. And you can hear the chatter of these subhumans as you're walking past them. It's all like crazy nonsense. Like, you know, they're talking about aisle 9, aisle 10, aisle 6, loot like special, mark down, slash, sale price.
They basically live in a Brazilian favela then.
Kind of, yes, exactly.
Excellent.
Brazilian favela by way of abandoned Walmart. Once you get in there, so you realize Pock, with Pock's assistance, there is some lights in here, but I'm assuming you're trying to avoid those. You make your way back to sort of the back end of the store, and what there is a office, and there are two kind of larger looking of these mutants who have these hideous, like I described before. It's kind of like, imagine like a rodent's body with some of the other awful characteristics of cockroach. It's got mandibles, it's got these segmented eyes, but they bulge out and they're red like a rodent's, where they kind of look around, and there's a rodent's tongue that comes out between the mandibles. There's sickening bits of chitin that pucker up from underneath the disgusting wiry gray fur, and there are 3 legs, like a skittering cockroach there. There are 2 of these things that are with the guards that are kind of, you know, smelling out or licking the air almost around. What I'm going to suggest happens next is that, Pock, you decide to make use of your shape-shifting ability and transform into something small and reconnoiter the area, because you just feel there's a connection of Barry in there.
Okay. How about a rat?
Yep, that works for me. So you transform into a rat. You go scurrying in there. After a few false starts there, Algernon, you eventually come across the correct room, and essentially well, I mean, okay, you can twist this into whatever Pock would interpret it as, but it's an old stock room. And the stock room is locked, and within it is Barry. So when Barry says, "Is anyone there?" You were in there. Because Barry, when you first get in there, is real kind of collapsed down and unconscious. You're thinking about trying to do something when he stirs, gets up, and says, "Is anyone there?" Now, Pock, what do you say?
I squeak because I'm a rat.
It sounds like Barry. It sounds like the mall rats may be back.
Oh,
Much
come back! Filthy vermin!
Pock, what do you do?
I am going to turn back into Pock form. That's the only way. I can't communicate otherwise. And go. I'd say, dude. I don't know if that translates or the word for past. Pock. Or Pock to.
Oh, Pop! Are you the reason my ass hurts so bad? God, where were you guys?
What do you mean, guys? You left me when I went for a walk. What are you doing down here anyway? This place stinks.
Yeah, it really does. Well, that's a long story that I'm tell you about. But I'm pretty sure I just want to get the fuck out of here right now.
Hawk, what do you say?
Well, the way out's this way. We just got to distract some guys on the way out.
Well, that I can do. Kev, do I have my? There's no way that I have my dirt bike with me, would I?
You look around, and no, it isn't. What do you call it? The gavel appears to be missing as well.
Oh.
Oh, as is your riot shield, for that matter. Your armor's still on, though.
Oh. Yeah. Hey, Pop, you know any of my stuff went?
Hawk, make a notice check for me.
Ooh. 7.
Okay. You did see. Actually, the 7, no, and you weren't specifically looking for it, so I don't think you have any idea. But you've got a sense of sort of where the the chieftain, or like I guess in their parlance, sort of the manager may live.
Well, there's 2 other big guys on the opposite side of this door here that we have to get around. But maybe I might be able to help find your stuff.
Okay, well, how many guys are there down here in the first place? Because it seems like you can walk in and out. I won't be able to do that.
Only as a rat.
The
There are
community.
a lot of guys down here. They don't like light.
Sorry, Pauk, the community here is probably about 80 people.
Oh, okay.
Workers. Right.
Well, the way I see it is we can do one of 2 things. You can either go back the way you came and find a way of showing me the way out, and I'll just blast the shit out of this place, or we can do it together.
Kev, when I went into the stock room, was it locked? Like, was there a door that opens into it and closes, or no?
For where he is right now?
Yeah.
Yes, it's a stock room, so it's closed and locked. The room is about maybe like 20 feet by 30 feet. It's full of empty shelves that are sort of, some have turned over, or at least are leaning against the wall. And he's just been tossed in here, really. The way you got in, I'm thinking, is maybe through like the sort of ventilation system, a little, maybe a vent on the side or something.
Okay. We could try. What we should do is try to lure those 2 the insect guys in, and then lock them in here.
Well, just to be clear, Brent, they're not. There's 2 big of the staff, and then they've got their pets. Those the mall rats are about the size of a German Shepherd.
Oh, okay.
They use them as pets, essentially, or hunting companions.
Okay, got it. So that's a bit more heavily fortified. They're guarded. Is there any ventilation shafts or anything that Barry would fit through?
You mentioned that Carl is here as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. But Carl's here. He's waiting for us on the other side.
Carl, I haven't seen that guy forever. All right, you know, Puck, I really hate doing this without the gavel. Is there any way that you can find out where it is for me? I don't know that I'm going to get very far without it.
I guess I can go look for your stuff. Trashy can help out too.
Just want to mention quickly, I have night vision. I might be able to sneak around these guys. If you, as a mouse, come tell me to look for his stuff, I could maybe maybe my notice check will work a little better because I got the night vision.
Okay. I'll go. So what we'll do, we'll try and find you your gear, and then we'll break you out.
That's a great idea. Worst case scenario, just come back to me, and we'll make sure we're working these guys.
Okay.
Kev, are these guys evil? Like, I mean, the inhabitants?
In your experience, I mean, because you're also very pro-mutant, you know, this can cut both ways. Some mutant communities are just like normal human communities, are trying to survive and blah, blah, blah. Other mutants have degenerated to the point that they are cannibalistic, or they see themselves as a different species from humankind. They are, yeah, so this group, I mean, you think your friends got away, but these things attacked you guys. Could it be because you went into their home? But yeah, the thing is that, I mean, whatever the excuse was, whatever the reason was, these things seem to be quite violent towards you, and they may have captured you for any number of reasons. But some of the less desirable reasons may have included or perhaps sacrificing you to some kind of, you know, imagined god.
I like berry burgers.
Yeah.
Very fatty.
Does that answer your question, though, Dave?
Yeah. Yeah. The only reason I asked is because I've got the Holy Warrior Edge, and I don't know that it would. I don't know if it would work on these particular creatures.
You get the sense that it probably would.
Okay.
You're gonna get that's not one of those like, well, let's just hit it and see if it's evil. I think that it's fair enough that you would be able to sort of sense whether or not these things are that kind of evil or not.
Okay.
Yeah. Why don't we take, while you guys are filling out, let's take a 5-minute break. I just want to get some more water.
Got it.
And then go to the washroom. Is that okay?
No, that's perfect. I was kind of waiting for a bathroom break.
Okay, sounds good. What I suggest, why don't you just go down here? Probably easier. I can just angle the camera a little bit, and then we're both right at the same place. It's not such a weird, you know, pausing so you can get your word in.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what's it called? I'm gonna say maybe I go downstairs in my room because then it's a better kind of.
Yeah, no. You can just. We've got plenty of room to just couch. I'll just trim the couch. Then we'll go to the side.
Question. Yeah. Dice. The radioactive one or whatever.
Yeah.
Replaces the dice.
Roll it plus staff.
So it's
You're not adding it to the other roll. It's whichever one is higher. If you only roll one of the other skill dice.
So if I'm rolling, I was checking 1d6.
Okay, so you have a d6 and your wild die.
And my wild die.
And then whichever higher you keep.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And if either of them explode, they both. Yeah. Then you re-roll that one.
Yeah.
So whichever is the higher of the two. Okay. I'll move my shit over just to the other side here. Sure. You can sit down over here because that's. Yeah, it's stupid having you up there. That was bad planning on my part. I'm just going to the washroom quickly too. Dude.
Stupid me, I went and busted. I was playing with my scab and I fucking busted it off and
Oh shoot.
started bleeding away on me.
Hi, Macy, dude.
I like pulled it off, and when I got to right at the end of the scab, it like tore open and like peeled a bunch of my skin off. I'm like, oh fuck.
That's no good.
Yeah,
Let's go to squirt here. There's an agent downstairs.
That's okay. I dapped it up right now.
She bartered a slice of pizza for cookies.
No, actually, she never asked.
Okay. Everybody is. What I need to do next time too is I need to bring up my a pillow from downstairs. Just
I'm gonna grab you one.
4 hours of. Are you going down? Oh no, don't worry. If you're not going downstairs, then yeah. I'll re-handle this here. Oh, I can't wait, Jeff. I'm already thinking about some how I'm gonna set up the sort of you guys running between the different gangs to get the okay to build your place.
Oh yeah, it'll be fun.
It's also going to be during the reign of Vinter Railthorn the Fourth, who is a absolute fucking tyrant.
Mm.
He's the sadistic brother of the current king in the current campaign, Duke Leto, or King Leto, I should say.
Cool.
Mm. He is badass.
We haven't really spent any time in that part of the world.
No, well, which is funny because in the Witchfire campaign, like the campaign that is I've been running with Brent.
Yeah.
That one, it's all set in Corvus. Like the opening adventure ended with Brent's two characters helping to fight off an invading army of undead.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was a really cool adventure. We finished the first two. We've just started the third part of the campaign. It's awesome. Thank you very much.
Funny because I grabbed it and he's just freaking out and she's jumping up and throwing her face into the pillow. Like, what the fuck?
She loves that pillow.
She jumps up and goes, ooh.
Every day or every night when I go to bed, sits right in where I sleep and then refuses to move. I'm like, come on, go. Oh yeah, that's much better in the back. Ooh. Oh gosh. Oh. Okay, so a text-slinging rattling or rat folk. That's what I'll be making for you, Dave.
Nice.
So what do you see as his background? Remember in 5th edition you get you have your class, your race, and your background?
Yep.
And your background gives you 2 of your skills. And here's some options you could have for it. Is the other guys have backgrounds that are sort of related to technologists, which you forget?
Hey! Stop that!
Holy shit.
You fucker! Hey! Nope! Stop that! Nope.
Emmy doesn't sleep in her bed so much as just destroy them from the inside out.
No.
You turn around and it's sort of like if someone set off a very fuzzy blue bomb, there is filler material all over the fucking corner right now.
That's one very large and expensive toy.
Yeah, I'm so glad I spent the blue on it.
Come on.
Yeah, doofus. Fuck, she do a lot of damage.
Good. Here, over here. Come on. No. There. Up there.
You see what's on the floor there?
Yeah.
Holy crap. Ooh.
Up.
She managed to do all that damage in the span of about 5 minutes, too.
Not even.
Good God. Doofus. Okay, so the backgrounds, the guys, Jeff's character is, I gotta make a custom one for him because he's from Lost, he's a frozen, sort of like an android equivalent of Jaden's character in this, where he's like lost out of time, he was frozen, but he's from like thousands of years ago. He's an android who sort of was in stasis for a very, 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 very long time. Your backgrounds, Dave, could be things like scoundrel, or soldier, or good God, or that's or thief, or entertainer. Do any of those kind of interest you?
Can you run them? Can you run through them again, Kev? Quickly.
Yeah. The ones that come to mind are things like scoundrel or thief or charlatan or pirate. What else? Soldier, entertainer.
Heavy.
I can't think of what other ones are offhand.
Oh.
Add me a pirate.
Yar.
Pirate.
Yeah.
Okay, because in this setting, again, there is interstellar travel. So, are you a on the seas pirate, or what? Are you like space pirate, or is your background space piracy, or is your background land, more of like a smuggling type thing?
Not
smuggling banditry is where I guess I'm looking at.
Yeah, I'd probably go space pirate. Go space pirate.
Love it. Okay, so you your character is essentially the space version of Sakan. That's awesome.
Oh, nice.
That's nice.
Rocket rat.
I told you I'd get that character into 5th edition one way or the other, Brent.
Well, what orchestrated, Kev?
Yeah. Okay, cool. Then I'll build them accordingly.
Get out of there. No. Stop that.
Okay, so we're all back. So you guys were strategizing. Oh, we figured out that it is probably better to send Jaden here than trying to dial in on a separate screen.
Yeah.
Because that was nuts.
It's working for Dave and myself.
Yeah, but you guys insist on holding hands throughout the whole thing.
You don't know where our hands are, Kev.
That's why it's framed very carefully.
Why are you guys having only from shoulder up?
And those aren't pillows.
As soon as I start seeing motion from shoulders on either side.
We're practicing our skiing.
Yeah, exactly. Nice. French fries, pizza. French fries? That doesn't even make any sense. Okay. Hi, honey. Hi. Oh, Missy Lou. Don't bite me. Don't bite me, bro. Okay. I love making the incredibly dated reference of the "don't tase me" thing. I race around when Amy gets super excited. She tries to bite, so I keep saying, "Don't bite me, bro." Which is a reference back to I think when Jaden would have been about 13. Oh God. Hey. Okay, so Carl and Pock and Barry, you guys are sort of trying to plan out what the hell to do here.
Well, is Carl down here?
What Pock said is actually he and Carl have made their way down, and Carl's kind of waiting, in the shadows, close to where you're being held. From from basically where the guards are to where you are is maybe a span of about maybe 20 feet of corridor.
Okay. And there's no other exits for Barry, is there?
No, the storeroom has one exit. The big kind of double doors that are like that. What are you doing? Dog attack! Ow!
I'll before Pop leaves, I'll turn to him and be like, "You know what, Pop? Screw this. Let's just blast our way out of here. These guys deserve it. Well, let's find Hot Carl and get the hell out of here."
There's a lot of them. And it's a long way. We have to walk through the whole mall, and we have to get to the Target, and then we have to climb up 60 feet.
I'll let you climb on my back.
And if we start blasting, we probably won't find your stuff.
Yeah, I do miss the gavel. All right, I'll sit
Come on,
tight.
me and the white trash, we can totally find your stuff.
You just call me white trash?
So,
Well, in fairness, Pop grew up in a garbage dump, so maybe white trash is a valuable thing. It's much better than black trash. Really the whitest of trash. In fact, his trash elemental he's just described as being made up of white bits of circuitry, so...
All right, okay, get out of here, and Come back when you found my stuff.
Am I doing the notice check?
Well, he's
Find
gonna.
stuff?
Pock is gonna. What are you gonna do, Pock? You just sneak back out as a rat again?
Yeah, and then I'm running out of PowerPoints too.
Actually, and you have to make your what do you call it? Your faith roll to be able to transform too.
Yeah, and I forgot the last time. For me, 8, 10. I got a 7. I'm not quite sure what I need to get.
Thump. Sorry, what was that, Bren?
I got a 7. I'm not quite sure what the rule is for.
Always a 4. Unless there are.
Same as with range weapons. Okay.
Yeah, there's a thing you can modify it up and down. Otherwise, it's a 4 unless you're trying to contest something.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so you yeah, easy. So you're back down into your rat form and you scurry out. Yeah, exactly. He's rat. Yeah, rat man. Oh yeah, last a minute. So okay, so you go scurrying out. Excuse me, Carl. You see that this similar kind of like rat comes, up and over some of the rolling sort of damaged floor, because over the decades the floor has sort of buckled and gone up in certain areas, and they probably dug things up and kind of like tried to rework some of the surface in here. You see that that rat that is Pock comes kind of over, and actually, you know how you know it's Pock is because the rat has giant bug eyes.
Nice.
You're kind of like, it's like a horrific Disney character. Hi, I'm Mickey. Ah!
So it's basically a long-nosed pug, really, is what he looks like.
It's really a long-nosed pug. Yes, that's awesome. It's cat. Okay.
So much already.
Screw you! I'm not going into pug form for you anymore.
How do you know this is my dog? Because she just rolled dice. Her tail just went and scattered dice all across the table. Her tail. Oh, that's funny. Did she roll any crits? No.
Like, Kev, I forget how this works. How do beanies work in this?
Bennies. Beanies don't do anything.
Yeah, but they've got an awesome propeller on them.
If you want your character to have a little hat with a propeller, you are more than welcome to have that.
I don't know. I'm stuck between. I still kind of like the aviator hat.
Actually, it does. The beanie fits, or with the ridiculous raccoon pelt you wear as your D&D version of this character.
Kev, don't shortchange the beanie. It's a magical propeller.
It was a fox's head because a fox stole fox eggs.
Is he what?
His eggs are stolen.
It wasn't a raccoon. He was wearing a helmet made out of a fox's head.
Oh, right, yeah. Jesus. Okay, so so anyway, the bug-eyed rat comes scurrying over, and Carl, you know not to shoot it because Pock, what do you do? There is enough ambient, like this whole place is sort of where their homes are. There are lights. There's sort of maybe some kind of torches or something, or like phosphorescent radioactive moss that's sort of illuminating the area. What I'm picturing you guys have done is pick sort of area near the side where there are none of these staff members. And again, I'll clarify, my making these things mutant staff is no comment on people who work in big box stores. You've kept away from the staff as much as you can, but you still, at this point, Pock, you can see a little bit. It's just that it's like, nighttime with a overcast moon.
Okay. I guess I will go back into Pock's form and then I'll let you know that what I found, and that we have to find Barry's stuff. So, Soldier Boy, we got to find Barry's stuff. He wants it bad. I think what we can do you can see in the dark, and Trashy here, he's really good at finding stuff, especially mounds of trash. I think together we can find his stuff and get it to him, and maybe sneak him out of there without getting everyone's attention.
Sounds good. So I guess I will do a notice check, see if I can spot his stuff.
Okay.
Kev, the description for the trash spirit, he gets +2 to notice rolls when making cooperative roll for scavenging because they're really good at finding things in trash and junk and debris. Because this place is scattered with debris, can I get him to assist?
Wait, you're not searching the trash though. You're searching. Well, I guess you know what. Yes, you will get that. That's fine.
Do we see Trashy?
Yes. Kind of.
Well, I mean, I don't. I'm not there, but
You're not there, but yeah, you would otherwise. When you are there.
yeah.
It looks like a humanoid mound of trash, and its appearance sort of varies because sometimes it drops and picks up shit.
And it just follows you around?
Yeah.
Does it talk?
No, it's not.
Communicate somehow.
You communicate with it, Brent, in sort of a like a mental, or Pac does at least, in a sort of a mental, way, but it doesn't like talk to you.
And it doesn't have any size thing, so I'm figuring it's a medium-sized creature. So it's taller than Pac.
I think it's. Give me 1 sec here. I'm trying to find.
Like there was no small or large modifier on it.
Okay. This is the.
I can't believe you have a pile of trash that follows you around.
Okay, so next to Marlon Brando here, that's the world's smallest man. He's about as big as you are, Pac.
Nice.
Jimmy, go away.
Pac's got bigger eyes, though.
Pac has much bigger eyes. You're gonna kick that little guy's ass, are you? Emmy, calm down. Okay. Pac, you head out, and why don't both of you guys make notice checks for me, please?
All right.
Actually, I need that, and I need stealth checks from both of you as well, please.
Okay. What about how do you want to work the trash spirit? As a separate entity or like separate roles?
It's assisting you. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, it just adds to your roll. That's all.
Okay.
You mean for the stealth? I'll also use yours. I'm assuming your stealth is shittier than the.
I hit a 2 from my nose.
How'd you do in your stealth?
Stealth is.
It's got a D6. I've got a D8 for stealth.
Okay, so roll the d6 then.
Oh yeah.
But you do get to roll your wild die though, Brent.
Oh yeah.
Kev, he should get a camouflage bonus down here.
Pac?
No, Trashy.
Trashy, the reason you won't is because of the shifting.
Oh.
Movement is the kind of thing that draws the attention.
Okay, I was gonna say like.
Okay.
Is moving.
Right.
How'd you do it?
Okay, so stealth is 5.
Or stealth? Your notice was a 5, Brent?
Yeah. So stealth was a 5. Notice I haven't rolled yet.
Okay.
And what kind of bonus does Trashy provide then?
+2.
+2?
Yeah.
So I got a 13 then total for a notice. I like exploding shit.
Okay. So what you guys realize is after sort of searching around, you realize that it doesn't look like it. None of these homes seem to have much in the way of materials in them. There is a stock room, or what do you call it? Not a storage room like where berries being supplied. There's a stock room which appears to have the total hoard of everything heaped on it. It is only accessible through a kind of path past where the largest sort of hut is, and there are guys who sort of pull through it. So you see this, and you guys with your, let's see here, you rolled a 4 on your stealth?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys are sort of, you get to the point where there's that, the, what do you call it? You find that area that has the sort of the stock room. You do the same thing, Pac, where you sort of transform and you sneak in there and reconnoiter, and sure enough, you can recognize the gavel and the riot shield that Barry usually carries around, along with some other stuff, which is just mostly garbage, but they've kept it for some reason. You also see the bike in there as well. That there's an old, dirt bike in there, and when you get back, Carl, you're sort of waiting, for him to get back. You hear the kind of skitter of that of the bug-eyed rat come around the corner again. Pac, you transform back, and you're like, I saw it. And that's when both of you guys hear the sort of shifting of other trash. You're sort of, the stock room is sort of, if there's piles of kind of accumulated garbage from all over the mall that's been heaped in this area. So along the entranceway to the stock room as well, too. The stock room has sort of a maybe 15-foot hallway. There are stained and kind of broken and missing limbs mannequins that are standing that have been hideously painted with like makeup and other sort of paints and whatnot to be these sort of like guardians or whatnot of watching the hallway leading into the what do you call it, the stock room. There is also who you think is the manager is in that place, sort of right in the middle and living amongst all this trash in there is this guy along with giant guards similar to what are guarding Barry's room, but these guys seem to have like big headdresses on. They're kind of like a royal guard, if there were such a thing, for this community. However, as you get back, you're waiting. You're about if you get out, you're sort of like maybe one or two like sort of abandoned aisles over. You've been sort of hiding and looking up and down the aisle, trying to make sure that if anyone comes along, you sort of duck to the side or duck around the edge of the aisle, and then finally, Pac, you get back, you transform back, and then you hear sort of a clatter as you're like, oh, you just finished telling him, hey, we just got out. You see poking around the corner from the other end of the aisle and looking at you is one of these mall rats. Its giant eyes are kind of the light or the ambient light from elsewhere in the store is catching in its eye and kind of twinkling in this sickening kind of way. It kind of cocks its head towards you guys. The mandibles kind of, and its tongue lashes out.
Can I cast Animal Friendship on it?
You can try.
Sure.
Would I possibly have a silencer
Nope.
on my sidearm?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. You can try and get one for
That's
that.
why I'm finding Animal Friendship. That's a quiet approach. As quiet as I can think of anyway.
Go ahead and make your faith check.
Is the wild dice open as well?
Yeah.
9.
Well, so you cast the spell, and what do you say as you're? Well, first off, what does it look like? How do you cast these? You kind of like grab a banana peel and go, bleh, or
No, he calls to the spirits of the land, of the craft,
remember, you're a toxic shaman. You're tapped into the toxic things. So you probably want to play up that aspect of it. You're not like, oh, I'm communing with beautiful, fine nature. Like, you're...
No, I'm communing with the trash.
Okay. Yeah, I want a little more. What is it? What does it physically look like? Like, what does it look like when you cast your spells? Do you make some kind of gestures? Do you make? Is there specific words you chant? Like, are there trash?
They're more like prayers and offerings of small bits of junk he's got in his pockets, along with like prayers uttered. So it's verbal and material sort of components.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So you pull out some little bit, maybe some wrappers of something. You're like, take this Snickers wrapper, and and this thing's it.
Yeah, but this is a bit different. It's because it's animal friendship. It's imbue this Snickers wrapper with your power, and I'll offer it to the small rat as like a peace offering.
You rip the thing open, you peel it out so it's open to the elements, and then you say, and now I'll chant these sacred words, and you go down and you say, here, boy.
Yeah, pretty much. That's it.
So this
Thanks, doggy rat.
This thing looks at you, it kind of, and then its jaws open and it starts going, and this is carrying everywhere in the store. What do you guys do?
I yell, "Bad doggy," and then run like a bad. Quick, we gotta get Barry, and then I run to where he's being held.
Okay. It'll be. I'm going to ask you guys to make. What are you doing?
Run like a bad, I held Barry.
Okay. So you go racing over towards where Barry is. Are you guys trying to remain hidden here, or what?
Well, I guess it'll depend on what the rat dog does.
It's chasing you.
Then we're running.
Yeah, it's still making that screeching sound too. Well, that wasn't my question whether you were running. I assumed you were running. I'm wondering if you are trying to be stealthy at all, or you're trying to make a beeline directly for Barry.
I guess we'll make a beeline for Barry, and since this thing is just following us.
Okay. In which case, then, as you're sort of scampering along, there is one of the staff kind of is, you're sort of racing through these, through the aisles, trying to, cut to one and then directly towards where you think Barry's going to be, and one of these things steps out in front of you guys. So we're going to draw initiative. Where to put my cards? Where to put my cards? Here we go. Okay, so now this has been shuffled. And we go with number one son here first. Jay Dunn gets a queen. Nice. Clock. We got a 7 of spades. Bad guys. Ace. Oh, that ain't good. Okay.
I say it's rigged. Jaden, check the cards.
Evens or odds?
Evens.
Evens? Evens. Okay. So as you guys are racing, you're sort of racing along. What gun do you have? Do you still have that the submachine gun that's got the light on it?
Yeah, I got my commando out.
Okay. So you're racing along, and then suddenly this thing steps out. It is in its hand. It's got a what do you call it? A rake that's been sort of twisted to the side, so it's got more of a kind of a hatchet sort of end to it. This thing looks at you and it screams out, "Shoplifters!" and swings at you.
Holy shit.
Okay, what's your parry?
7.
7. Okay, so he swings at you and you're able to, whoa, and you duck out of the way. You can, okay, so you're sort of, you clatter, and you can hear behind you that screeching thing is getting closer. So the next up is Carl. What are you doing? This guy's right in front of you right now.
I am going to.
Now, I think that you. I don't think.
Can I pull out my Bowie knife in my offhand, or am I dual handing my commando?
Your commando, you could basically free up one hand and try and draw it, but the trouble is, it takes an action to draw something, unless you want to make an agility check to try and do it all in one kind of like get it out and attack with it.
Okay. And I guess I'll just kind of.
Okay, let me just double check here. I don't think you can shoot while you're in, or there's a penalty while you're in melee. Maybe you can't shoot in melee. Where is it here? No ranged weapon larger than a pistol may be fired at adjacent foes engaged in melee. If you try and back out of here, you let's see here. Withdrawing. Either you take it's like a tax opportunity. If you try and back out, they can try and tag you.
Okay. Then I will whip out my Bowie knife or attempt to.
Okay, so make an agility check. Remember to roll your wild die as well. Nice. Yep, success. All you need is a 4.
Okay.
Okay, so the knife is out. And go ahead and make your attack.
Okay.
So be fighting and your wild die.
Fighting. So it's D8.
Six. Oh yeah, definitely. Wait, hold on. What's his parry is only 5. Yep, you hit him. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay.
Brent, you'll be up next.
Okay.
Or Spock will be up next.
So we're not running past this thing. We're stopping to engage.
Well, it's engaged with. You can keep running, but it's engaged with Carl right now. 8 damage total. Okay, so this thing is it's shaken. It's staggered back. Pock, what are you doing? You are not engaged with this thing right now, but you're about a foot away. This thing has leapt out and it charged in and kind of took a pot shot at Carl. Carl then whipped out a knife and stabbed this thing in the stomach. It kind of staggered back. It is shaken right now.
I'll yell, "Trashy, get it!"
Okay, you're not going to do anything?
I'll let Trashy swing first, and then.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack.
A ranged attack too. You can do. Oh no, then he's firing into melee, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I will do a melee attack with him.
Okay, Trashy staggers forward. It is a fighting of D6, and it's not a wild card, so no wild die.
He gets a total of a 3.
It swings with this thing. It doesn't hit it. Your turn. What are you doing?
Pock curses and swings his crowbar at it.
Okay. Rah! Go ahead.
4.
4 is not good enough.
How do the bennies work in this? I can't remember.
You spend a Benny to re-roll. You get to re-roll all your dice.
Okay.
You use 3 of them.
Yeah. I'm using poker chips.
Okay.
Cool. 6.
Okay. 6 is a hit, but not a raise. So you hit this thing. Go ahead and roll damage.
All right. And is damage open-ended? I can't remember.
Yes. Damage exploded as well. Yours is 1d4 plus 1d6.
Yeah, and both of them are exploding.
Nice. Once you hit 8, Brent, that's all you need.
I 16.
Okay. Once
I go big flat.
This is something we decided last round. Once you hit a number that you have, hey, speaking of Steve, once you hit the number you need to hit or to succeed or to take it out, stop rolling because it just will chew up more time.
Okay.
Okay, so you need an 8. That's awesome. Someone's dropped down. Steve-O!
What's up?
We're taking.
Hey, Steve.
I'm here.
Yes!
We can start now.
Good. We've been waiting. Now it is okay. So Pocky, so you gut stab this thing. Trashy hits to the side. It looks kind of like it's going to try and hit it. And then Pock, how do you take this thing out?
Crowbar to the head.
You're 3 feet tall.
He throws it.
An upward reaching crowbar that catches it in the neck, maybe in the throat.
You know, you're up with this. You, what do you call it? Because you're not above cheap shotting. This thing has kind of been battered from each side. You do your typical whack into the knee. It drops down, and then you whack right in the head with a sickening crunch.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
I only had one blow, so that I didn't use multiple blows in my descriptor.
You didn't which? Sorry.
Where I didn't, I thought it was for some reason I was stuck on just one attack, so I didn't work multiple blows into my description.
Doesn't really matter for the sake of this. Each round, it's like D&D. Each round is 6 seconds anyway.
Okay.
Okay. So what? As it drops down, you can see scampering across the aisle coming towards you is again still screeching, and its tongue kind of going is that mall rat. So I'm going to do initiative again for Jaden. Oh, it's a 4, but because of his quick ability, you get to redraw. You get a 6, so that's not much better.
Yay!
Pock, you get 3.
If you're pulling an ace now, I can.
Go! It's an ace.
5. Okay. So it is. Carl's up first. What are you doing?
How close is this?
This thing is about maybe 10 feet away or 12 feet
Oh,
away.
it's still a ways away.
It's going to be like this round. It could get on into you where you guys are, and
I'm gonna. Does it take an action to kind of like quickly holster my commando on my?
it does, or you have to make an agility check. And I'm going to say that if you fail if you botch the agility check, if you roll a 1 on the dice, that knife's going into your thigh.
No, I'm not putting the knife away. I'm putting my gun away.
Oh, the submachine gun.
I just want to latch it onto my leg, kind of thing, and run at this thing with my knife.
Sure. Yeah. You could just. I mean, I think you can attack with your knife and have your gun in the other hand if you like.
Sure.
If you want to try and do that, then that's fine. But you attacked last round with it. Oh, you want to double hand it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Fast.
Then yeah. So make your agility check for me. Oops, 6 votes. That's good enough. So yeah, you get it in there. You get the knife up and go ahead and make your attack roll against this thing.
Is an 8. So an 8.
5 is a hit. Yep.
Hot damn.
You go ahead and roll damage. Ooh, yeah.
2, 3,
So yeah, it's dead.
and a 1,
Ah!
6.
Okay, so it you hit. Actually, no, it's shaken. You stab this thing, and it's still kind of like screeching and kind of you've caught on part of its chitin. So next up is it. It's gonna try and bite at you with its how roll 1. So no, it doesn't. It's sort of you're keeping it at a distance. Hawk and Trashy, it's your turn.
Okay, so we're back into melee with it, or sorry, was it shot fire or just knives?
You're not listening?
Sorry, I was just talking to Dave. Was it a stab? I missed what you said now.
Yeah. So can you not do that when your character's in combat? What do you call it? What happened is Carl just charged in and stabbed the thing.
Okay,
And
so
it's speaking.
Trashy will attack. Dave rolled a 3.
That is not good enough.
Okay, and then Puck will attack with his crowbar.
Is there a reason you're not using your spells?
Yes. Holy shit. 12. What do I need to get? I got rolled a 15.
All you need is a 5. That's good enough. And you go to raise, which means you get to roll an extra d6.
Okay. No, I'm down to 7 power points.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Do not count the first time you went in to see Barry. Get 3 back from that.
Okay.
But thank you for tracking your PowerPoint, so that's awesome.
I didn't want to use them. I'm like, they might, based on what else is in here, I'm like, I might need some to get my ass out of here alive.
Okay.
Okay, so for damage, you said what's a min 8?
This thing's toughness is a 4.
Okay.
And it's shaken, so all you need to do is 1 more hit.
Okay, and I rolled 16 in total, so.
That's fine. Okay, again, once you hit the number you need, don't keep rolling.
Okay.
Okay. So there are certain things where there is, like if this was a wild card, that would matter, because every raise gets another wound against it. But when it's not...
Yeah, I forgot that the minions don't.
Exactly, with the extras it doesn't matter. Like if they're shaken, all you need is 1 hit. Or you need to get 1 raise to take it all together. So, okay. So that goes. So what do you call it? That thing goes down. You can hear there are more of them stirring, but you guys are about maybe like 3 aisles over from where Barry's being held. So what are you gonna do?
Book it towards Barry. Well, now we can maybe move a bit more stealthy.
Okay. So you what do you? Well, I mean, actually, it's up to you guys. Do you want to try stealth?
Yeah, where nothing's immediately following us.
Okay. So why don't you guys...
Those are definitely against us.
Carl, what do you think?
Sure, works for me.
Okay, so why don't you both make stealth checks for me, please?
I blame Trashy. I only get a 4.
Okay.
6.
6, okay.
Oh, wait, the +2 bonus for stealth for being in trash?
Sure, yeah.
Oh, yeah, then I get a 6.
Okay, nice. Okay, so you guys both, there's a moment when, as you're sort of winding through these, what do you call it? The broken and turned over, what do you call it? Display, what do you call them? Like shelves. You're sort of like, you realize at one point there's one coming from each side. You're like, oh, shit. Hey! Emmy! Yeah. I think they're coming out is the thing. That's why she doesn't bark at the
garage door underneath this.
She doesn't bark at that. I think what's happening is they're leaving their place. They hit the garage door. In a second, we're going to hear it again because they all left. So when they're leaving is when she starts flipping out. I don't even know that because I've been down there all the time and I keep hearing it over and over. Okay, so you're down, so you hear someone coming from each direction. You drop down to your knees and kind of scurry. Well, you drop down to your knees. Hawk, you're able to sort of just duck your head down. You guys scamper in. There's a moment where one of the mall rats kind of turns towards you, Hawk, but Trashy kind of like blows up this soiled cardboard thing to cover you, and you're thanks to his help, the mall rat kind of licks the air and then turns and carries on. So you guys are now basically about maybe 20 feet away from the guards who are sort of on watch where the what do you call it? Where they're holding Barry. And there are 2 of them standing guard with 1 mall rat with them. What are you doing? Barry, you can hear that there is sort of chanting, and actually, you know what? There is a kind of hissing and popping as the intercom comes to life, and there is someone is yelling out, "Shoplifters! Shoplifters! Aisle 14! Shoplifters in housewares!"
Do they spot us yet? Kind of peering around the aisle. The guards that are at the door, do they spot us?
No, you guys are not seen.
Do they stay put at this, or do they move at this?
Sorry, Brent, what'd you say?
After the shoplifters announcement, do the guards stay put, or do they move?
This is sort of as you guys. I'm saying this is what Barry hears. Barry hears this announcement, so he knows something's going on. You've heard that announcement sort of as you were crawling through the trash.
And I'm coming up to seeing them, the guards at the door kind of thing.
You're there right now. You're sort of like 20 feet away. You're standing outside this sort of like a little, like imagine like an entrance to kind of like a back, like where the washrooms would be. Off to the side, there is a storage room, and that's where they've got Barry held.
Okay. Can I...
What if we get Trashy to make a distraction for us?
What would that be, Brent?
Like, he can go to a nearby mound of trash and just, like, push shit over and cause, like, a mini avalanche or something, just to get the guards' attention. Maybe they'll go check it out.
Okay. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
What happens when your trash thing dies? Just so you know.
No, actually.
You know what? This is a non sequitur. Turns out, here's something I noticed in my last solo session with Nick's character, with Maurgoth, is that there's a shit ton of monsters in 5th edition that have blind sight. So the strategy of sending in an invisible familiar to scout areas or to reconnoiter areas is a terrible idea once you get past about 6th level. He had Ember die again in our solo session.
Toxic spencers have no mental link, but they do understand reasonably complex commands. They guard, escort, or they will even die for their ally since death is a temporary state. So I guess they come back. I don't want him to die though. I just want him to go make noise and then come back and then work his way back.
If the spirit is slain, you have to visit an appropriate source of pollutant, so a trash thing, and spend an hour resummoning it. FYI.
Yeah, once we got Barry, we can go find a trash pile.
But yeah, unfortunately, in almost any settlement, you'll find a heap of trash somewhere. So,
and I'll try not to, like, I don't want him to die. I just want him to, like, knock some trash over and make a bit of a disturbance, and then book it.
Okay. So that happens. Why don't you make a stealth check for me, please, for Trashy? And remember, he's not a wild die. I don't know if he.
He gets a 5, or it gets a 5 total.
Okay. Unfortunately, so both have spotted him. Both have spotted him.
Wow.
They go racing over towards Trashy, and where does Trashy run? Towards you guys or away from you guys?
He'll circle around, so away from us right now.
Okay. Hold up. Then these things will get an attack on Trashy. I'm just going to roll this up because this will not necessarily be happening where you guys are. I'm just going to get this out of the way.
Oh, and sorry, my bad. I missed a size thing. He's small. He's about he's the same height as Pop.
Nice. I'm guessing you hug him before bed.
He is your bed.
Yeah. Okay. 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 So one of these things does tag Trashy. Damage.
His toughness is 6.
Sorry?
His toughness is 6, if that helps.
Yeah, Trashy's no more.
Ah.
I rolled a 12, so that's However, I'm going to say it did do exactly as you intended, and it drew both of the guards and the mole rat off from it. So it was them racing down what do you call it? A couple aisles. You would sort of, if it was a like a Pixar movie, it would be him kind of scampering along, and one of them's thundering behind him, and he's kind of like and then finally comes around a corner where the other one kind of golf swings into him, and he's just like white trash goes clattering everywhere. But you have a clear path to get into Barry's area now, and it sounds like you may have a minute or so, or at least some time before they get back. What do you guys want to do?
Let's go get Barry.
Okay, so you book in.
Trash for him.
In the meantime, I'm going to holster my knife and whip out my 50 cal.
Okay, so you get your rifle out. So you get down there, and the door is locked.
Well, I think I got a big 50 cal with me.
Okay, go ahead.
I've got a crowbar. I've got a crowbar. We can pry it open with less noise.
What's your strength, Brent?
I'll give it to Soldier Boy. Carl can do it.
So you hand this crowbar to. I'm assuming that you've sort of like you've decorated the crowbar with all sorts of carvings and whatnot because of its sacred.
Yeah, and colored string.
Nice.
Sacred mystical powers.
Okay, so he hands you this thing with as if he's holding you. You're like, all right, great. Go ahead and make a. Why don't you make a strength check for me, please?
And I'll adds +2 to the strength checks.
Sorry.
For doing stuff like this, the crowbar adds +2 in the description.
Oh, terrific! Thanks, Brent. Yeah,
it's the super crowbar.
Super crowbar.
It really is a magic crowbar.
That's enough. Okay, so Barry, you've heard that sort of noise and like the announcement over the thing about shoplifters and blah blah blah. What have you been doing while sort of that that's been going on?
Kind of chilling, really.
Chilling.
It's like
Relaxing back on your bed of twisted metal. Okay, so then you hear kind of a crank, and then is a screech as the door is thrown open, and you see this massive armored figure kind of stalks in, and for a moment you're like, Carl!
Carl, it's good to see you again.
hey man, how's it going?
Thanks for coming across to me. Hey Carl, what happened to Pop?
I step aside to emerge little Pop.
Yeah.
That's awesome, Carl. It looks like you just shit out Pop.
Nice. What are you guys gonna do?
Fuck you, Bull. I'll tell him to, and then I will point out that his motorcycle and all his other stuff is on the other side. It's in an office. And fuck you, I sacrificed white trash to save your ass.
That might not be worth much, but
Right, you get a Benny for that. That's funny.
Thanks.
So
so I couldn't help but hear over the PA system the damage that you two monkeys did out there. So how many do you guys have on your tail?
None right now. We've eluded them, but we got to move quick before they get back.
All right, let's head over and grab the gavel.
Okay. So you turn and you start walking down the corridor, and one of these things, one of the staff members, kind of runs around the corner, and he's got what looks like a broom handle with some kind of maybe broken blade from a lawnmower on the end of it. He looks at you guys. What are you gonna do? No.
Can I cast Holy Warrior? I don't know if it's something that you cast, but
Holy Warrior's not. No, you just get the benefit of that.
oh, then I will try to repulse that creature.
Sorry, Dave. My mistake. No, I was confusing it with something else. Yeah, no, you have to spend one power point, and then Okay. Okay, no, it actually fails. So it kind of cowers back from you. What does it look like when you do this?
Oh, the Holy Warrior?
Yeah.
I'm going to have both hands stretched out in front of me, and I'm going to pretend like I'm firing a giant invisible cannon at him.
Nice. So you're doing like an elaborate version of finger pistols?
Yeah, basically.
That's great. Okay, so you do that, and he kind of and cowers back from you. It is shaken now, but it is not fleeing. Okay, so I'll let each of you guys have an action during this. So Pock and Carl, do you guys want to do something?
Yeah. Although what Dave did totally makes me, if I play a librarian with Blast, it'll be a science fiction book, and you'll totally do the finger pistol.
Nice. Setting phasers to kill. You guys want to? You got your 50 cal out? You want to take that for a test ride? Okay, go ahead, make a shooting. Oh, and you'll get +2 to hit because you're not moving.
Wait, we're gonna make a lot of noise now, and we'll be less stealthy with gunfire.
Yeah.
The PA already knows we're here. I'm pretty sure they'd have a. They're probably really stupid, but smart enough to figure out that we're going for our friend. So, I'm gonna blow this guy's head off.
Okay. Give me shit.
All right. What am I using?
Shooting is a D10.
Oh yeah.
You see what you started, Steve?
All right.
Jamie said, "Oh yeah."
That's right. Catchy.
Wait. Give me hell.
Oh! Do you wish to spend? Remember, you got 3 bennies. A benny will allow you to re-roll.
Yes.
Okay.
All dice, right?
All dice, yes. Oop.
Christ, come on.
Oh, but you know what? You got +2 to hit anyway.
All right.
Yeah. So you just need a 4. So that's actually a raise. A raise, which means you do an extra D6 of damage.
Ooh, snap.
There you go.
Doing more.
How much damage does your you're rolling damage?
Right.
Yeah. So your damage is what?
2d10.
2d10. Okay, and the toughness on this thing is an 8.
Yeah. So all that.
Yep.
Oh man, I mean, here you go.
Ooh, that's a 10. Okay, so that's enough. Okay, so because it's shaken, they go shaken and then dead, unless they're a wild card, in which case there's 3 wounds you go through before they're dead. Gotcha. Okay, so what does it look like?
As his head just eviscerates.
Okay, so Pock, Barry does that thing to stagger back. You see out of the corner of your eye, Carl's 50 cal going up. You sputter out a, "No, they're gonna hear!" And then whatever rest of you are trying to say is drowned out by the wham! As this cowering mutant or head just turns to mist. Okay, so the corridor is clear. What do you guys want to do?
Run really fast and curse.
But before we take off, I'm going to high-five Carl.
Don't leave me hanging. Okay.
Paul calls them stupid tall bastards.
This is where it'd be great if you were the kind of mutant with like the octopus things. You'd be like, "Give me 28." Okay, so you guys go racing out, and there's just a swirling hive of activity of these things now, and the guards are starting to come back, and there's probably about like 20 right now that seem to have your attention, or you have their attention at least. So you're looking around. There's not necessarily an easy, clear escape route right now. What do you wish to do?
Get his stuff.
So you can try and make your way back to where, well, again, they're sort of like a semicircle, a rough semicircle at this point of them seeing you. And they're screaming, you know, in, what do you call it, "Stock boy! Stock boy! Stock boy!" And they're all sort of making their way over, and this is a bunch of them are chanting this as they're sort of drawing more attention. So each sort of second that you spare, sort of kind of waiting, you start trying to make your way towards that, and you see there's a horde of about maybe 10 of them that are sort of blocking off your escape. You try to like work your way around, and then there's another horde. You can try maybe like you shoot 1 or 2 of them or blast them or whatever, and there's just like 3 that come right afterwards. So you're sort of herded back towards where you were. And
Dave's stuff?
Sorry?
Is there any way to work our way to where Dave's junk or his weapons and stuff
is? That's what I'm saying. Like you were trying to do that, but these things keep appearing. Like not appearing, but like there are so many of them that sort of know where you guys are right now through the series of chants that you're sort of back into this, back to back where you were. You've tried to find one way and it's blocked. You blast or shoot 1 or 2 guys, and then realize there's more coming. So you double back and try and find a new way, and it's blocked as well. So you're sort of once again find yourself back in kind of where you were, and they're all sort of chanting the same sort of thing. The shoplifters. Shoplifters! Shoplifters!
Hey, Kev.
Yep.
Would Pock know how to operate a motorcycle?
Do you have driving?
No.
Nope.
Plus, I don't think he would be able to reach the shifter.
Yeah. Or you could turn into a bear. Also, you don't know, or you haven't talked about this yet. You've seen the thing, but there's probably no spook juice in it.
Okay.
Actually, you wouldn't know that one way or the other, so it may be an assumption you're going to make. What you hear is then sort of there's a deep rumbling voice that goes that sort of carries over all of them that says, "Team meeting." And everything, all the mutants kind of fall hush, and they're whispering to each other, "Team meeting, team meeting, team meeting, team meeting, team meeting." And then they all start sort of saying in a low voice, "Sam Walton, Sam Walton, Sam Walton, Sam Walton, Sam Walton, Sam Walton." They're chanting louder and louder, and they're all chanting in this, and then you hear a bellow from somewhere like deep behind them. You guys are sort of backed up to where the sort of a little bit of open area where you were before, where you sort of ran in and got to the stock room. There's a sort of cleared out semicircle that's about maybe 80 feet, 80 feet in diameter, and what you see is this maybe like 10-foot tall, hideously deformed, kind of like, Hulk physique, but much more bulbous and fat. This thing steps out. It's got these vibrant purple tights on that are splayed across its rolling flesh. It's topless. Apart from a very wee, teeny, stretched shirt with a Confederate flag across the front. And can you guys make notice checks for me, please? All 3 of you.
Explosion. Oh.
Hey, snake eyes for Pock.
Yikes.
11.
Oh, shit.
So while everyone else is trying to notice
snake
something,
eyes for Dave.
so Pock turns to Barry. He's like, "We gotta get the fuck out of here!" And Barry's like, "We gotta get the fuck out of here!" Carl's like, "Shut up! Look!" And you see a tiny little sign. There's a little tag on that splayed shirt, and what it says is "Manager." And he rolls forward, and you realize that what's sort of dragging behind him is a long cape made of small little Walmart smocks stitched together that drags behind him. And as he walks, he has on one, so as he carries in one hand a giant kind of like crudely made shield that is made of lashed together, smiley face, the price dropped today signs into this like big 6-foot wide circular shield, and dragging behind him is a large post that has lashed to it the remnants of a bunch of shopping carts, like some kind of, and you realize what this thing is. He drags it along, and then team meeting, and he brings it forward and smashes it down. Sparks fly out as the basket part of 3 massive carts come smashing down. All the staff have sort of formed a semicircle and are letting him come forward, and carried along with behind him by these sort of smaller versions that look like stock boys are carrying the stuff they took from you, Barry. They have your riot shield, they have the gavel, and they have a bike.
Ooh, my stuff.
Carry this stuff out, and they place it together, and what do you call it? The manager steps forward into the thing, into the center of the circle. You guys are sort of back near to where that corridor goes down now, and he bellows out and turns towards you guys. The stuff, all your stuff is sort of heaped in the center, but sort of at a distance roughly between where you and the manager are, and piled up as if it's some kind of like, I don't know, like heap of goodies, like a distorted like Christmas tree without the Christmas tree. And he sort of hunches down, and everyone gets quiet again, and the manager, his face has normal-sized eyes, by the way. His head is appropriately sized for this, 5 or 6 foot wide thing, but his eyes in his head are still normal size. These little beady eyes kind of blink at you. He's got just a straight mustache, and otherwise his hair is all greasy. His skin is a sickly gray like everything else, like all the other staff members. He leans in and looks at you guys and says, "The store is open!" And then we're gonna do initiative because he's gonna charge in and try and fucking kill you guys. So we're going order here. Jaden, it's a 6. Not good. Puck. Oh, Joker.
What? Ridiculous.
And Barry, you get a king. And the manager, Jack. Okay, so Hawk, you are up first. You get, I believe it's +2 to your.
Hey, get down. Get the fuck down.
+2 to your actions this round. Yeah, +2 to your trait tests and +2 to damage rolls. Hawk, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna shoot a lightning bolt at him.
Okay, so go ahead and make your faith roll.
All right, here.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna shoot 2 bolts at him,
Okay,
and
so 2 bolts doing 2d6 each.
3d6. So that's 2 power. That's 4 power points total.
No, you can't do that. You can cast 3 bolts that each do 2d6, or you can spend 2 points to cast 1 bolt that does 3d6.
Isn't it based off of the blast power?
It is, yeah.
Because it should be any combination of those. I'm looking at the wrong book. Hold on.
No, for triple the points, it does both. No, that's blast. This is based off of the bolt power, Brent.
Okay, so I'll just what I'll do is I'll power 1 up. I was saying the character may cast up to 3 bolts by spending a like amount of power points. They may be spread among targets as.
Right, Brent. It's as I said. You can cast 3 that do 2d6 each, or you can cast 1 that does 3d6.
Okay, I'll do the one that does 3d6.
Okay. Go ahead and make your faith roll.
Right here. So 7.
7. 7 is a hit. Yeah. So you cast this. There's a crack of a flash of light, I should say, then a crack of thunder as this strikes into the manager. Go ahead and roll your damage, Brent.
Alright.
And remember, you're not adding your what do you call it? So you're not adding your wild die to damage.
Right. 16 total.
16 total. Nice. Okay. So you scorch him, and he is shaken. So the lightning kind of plays across his bulbous form. It's really not a pleasant smell that's left behind, but you have shaken him. Did you remember to include the +2 damage for the trooper? That you did?
Yeah, and then for my movement, I'll try and scramble out of the way. His pocket's small.
Where, like, out of the way to where? Like, are you back down the corridor, or?
Or like up a trash pile, or just not right in front of him.
He's going to be able to get to you wherever you are, really. Like, there's not, unless you're going to try and disengage or like hide somewhere, he probably will be able to get to you.
Is it an actual flash of lightning?
Yes.
Yeah.
Does it have any effect on all these staff members that are watching?
No.
Like, as far as like they've been living in the dark for their whole lives?
Because they're not living in the dark. Like, there is light down here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Kev. I just reading the description for electricity. It's armor piercing value of 1.
Those are all optional rules. Your ability doesn't have any of them.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. The next up is Barry. What are you doing?
I'm going to look up at the manager, and I'm gonna yell at him. I was not happy with my service.
Okay.
I want to cast glowing armor on myself.
Okay. Go ahead and make a faith roll.
That's a D10.
Yes, and your wild die.
Six.
6. Okay. That's good enough. Yeah. It manifests around you. What does it look like again? Actually, I don't think you've cast the spell yet.
What was that?
I say I don't think you've cast the spell yet. What does it look like? Is it just glowing, like kind of an ambient glow around you?
Yeah, basically, all the improvised armor that's on my body basically pulses with this radioactive green glow.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so you flash up and you've got power around you now. Now it's the you could move if you like as well. You want to try and kind of keep your distance the way Pock is.
No, you know what? I'm gonna stand my ground. Try to make myself look big.
You could actually probably get to the gavel and the shield if you like.
All right, that sounds good to me.
Okay, so you race up. You're not going to be able to pick him up yet, but you get there. On its turn, the manager kind of shakes his jowly head and tries to recover from the blast of lightning, and unfortunately does not. He is still shaken.
Yeah.
Now it is. Oh, I've got bennies though. I'm going to re-roll that. Now I feel again.
Oh, jeez.
Destined. Okay, then it is Carl. What are you doing?
Is there any point on this guy that looks to be a weak spot on him?
There might be. Let me see here. The rules for culture. I mean, he's so big that.
He's just kind of a big mass that I just shoot somewhere and hope for the best.
Well, that sickly wet spot in his lavender tights. That probably would be a sweet spot.
Hey, Jaden, does your gun do full auto?
His gun does do full auto, and he's got rock and roll.
Nice.
Oh no, the one he's got right now.
Yeah, not my caliber.
Not his 50 cal rifle.
My SAM 50.
Okay, so it's minus. What it'll be is -4 to hit and +4 to damage.
Okay.
That's the trade-off for for the spot that's vital. You want to risk that, or you want to?
-4 to hit, +4 to damage.
Yeah, so it essentially means that you need an 8 to hit him then.
Shit. I've been rolling like shit all night, so fuck that. We're just gonna go for 10.
And if you're not moving, remember you get your aim bonus as well. +2. So effectively, it would be a 6 you would need to roll. The vitals.
I'm still rolling like crap all night. So.
Okay, so it's a normal shot. Oh, shit. Oh, there you go. Okay, so it's a hit. And your damage is 2d10, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this doesn't add to?
Does not, no. Your wild dice only on whether or not something happens. Once it happens, you just roll. It explodes, but...
Is it? Yes.
Yep, okay. 7. Ooh, okay, nope. So you fire. Carl takes the aim and fires, and it kind of hits. He brings up that sign and kind of ricochets off one of the signs, and one of the smiley faces kind of falls off of it. Okay, so I sort of quickly reshuffle the initiative deck because we drew a Joker, G-Joker, and then we'll do initiative. Okay. It is, let's see here, okay, so, Carl gets a 4, but you get to redraw because you're quick. Carl gets a 6 again.
Oh my god.
Pock,
Trip 6.
you got an 8. Barry, you got an 8. Clubs before diamonds, Barry will be before that. Manager, King.
Oh, fuck.
So manager is once again going to try and clear his head. He's recovered now. He can't act this turn, but he is ready to bring the pain next turn. Barry, what are you doing?
You know what? I'm going to. Can I grab the gavel?
Yes. It would take an action unless you want to try to make an agility check. If you succeed in an agility check, you can grab it and take an action as well.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, give him shit.
6.
Hey! You grab that gavel, and what are you going to do?
You take the higher of the two.
Oh, well, the 3 then, I guess. I don't add those, do I?
Sorry, no, you don't. Whichever one is higher.
Oh, I see.
Do you want to spend a Benny to re-roll?
Yeah, okay.
All you need is a 4.
Ah!
Yeah.
Okay, full 4.
Well, then make it a raise.
Nice. Okay, so you grab the gavel, and you're ready to... What are you going to do?
Well,
Hold on, he got a 4 in his D4. He's gonna roll to see if it's... No, he was gonna see if he could get a raise to make it cool, but it didn't work.
What do you call it? The manager, as you're sort of grabbing that, the manager's eyes narrow, and again, the tiny little eyes kind of narrow, and he says, "We don't honor competitor coupons." What are you gonna do, Barry?
okay, so before I pick up the shield and the gavel, I'm just gonna yell at him, and I'm gonna yell out, "I still want a refund!"
Yes.
And then I'm gonna try to cast Holy Warrior if I still have enough left.
Yeah, go ahead. So you cost you 1 power point. He'll make a spirit check. If you didn't know this by now, the depth of evil in a Walmart manager is so profound that it shakes off your paltry expression of divine power. So Barry went. Pock, you're up next. What are you doing?
I'm gonna do lightning bolt again.
Okay.
Alright, see what happens. So an 8 would be a raise?
Against him? Yes, it would be.
Okay, so I hit with a raise.
Okay, and then an extra D6 on it. His toughness is I believe it's a 13.
Hello.
Yeah, it's a 13.
Holy shit! I rolled 3 6s and a 5.
Awesome!
Okay.
So that's 23 to start with.
34.
Okay. So you lash out with this lightning thing. What do you say before this killing stroke hits?
I'm grabbing Pot's grabbing trash around him and desperately offering it to the spirits to save his ass. Because not only is he big and tough looking, but when you're 3 feet tall, he's very fucking big and tough looking.
So you're throwing shit up in the sky. What do you say?
I'm like, spirits of trash. Spirits of trash, hear me. Spirits of trash and radiation, help me. And I just grabbing all this. Take my offerings. Smite my enemy.
Okay. So what happens is basically there is like a strobe effect from the corner of the store that starts on there where all the lights come on the ceiling, kind of, and they all kind of go down to the light that's just above him, and this massive lightning stroke comes down, and he's horribly electrocuted, and then it kind of finally stops, and the manager squeaks out, "Everyone can go home," and falls forward on his face, completely still.
Pot yells, "It's closing time, bitch!"
As you say that, all the there's a bit of a murmuring of all the mutants that are around you, and then they start kind of saying, "Closing time, closing time, closing time, closing time," and they're all chanting. And you realize that they're not chanting to come and attack this time, they're chanting at you. You've defeated the manager. Welcome to your promotion. You are the new manager. So we'll leave you guys there. Once you realize what's happened, and you guys realize that there's no longer any kind of threat here, these things are kind of coming in, and they're kind of cheering you and battering their things together, and some of the staff are coming forward and starting to hit the fallen manager. You guys will, so we kind of leave you guys with them, kind of like the end of. It's a very, very fucked up version of sort of like the end of Rudy, where all the mutants kind of lift you guys up.
Before we cut out of this scene, Pop takes the manager's sign, the little manager's pin.
Okay. Adds it to his accoutrements. That's awesome. You get a Benny for that. Okay, so you guys, we cut away from you guys, and now the scene cuts to a series of very high, dry, and kind of sickly-looking mountains. And what we hear is kind of the sound of kind of like staccato, like off in the distance, and then a off in the distance. And what we see then is, as our point of view shifts over the mountains, is we see way off in the distance, going along, leaving a dusty trail behind it, is this car. And the sound is linked to this little flashing of light from the back of the vehicle. And then we smash cut to Malcolm behind this 50 caliber machine gun, firing it at this massive creature that is chasing after the car, bursting up out of the ground like a dolphin cresting a wave, and crashing back down into the pavement as if it's nothing. Growling as it comes up, and tentacles racing up and kind of snapping, inches away from Malcolm's head. Malcolm turns and shouts inside the moving vehicle, "Drive faster!" Diego, once again, just like a Fast and Furious movie, somehow finds yet another gear to drop it down into. And we pick up where we left off last time. Acetylene Jean hurling across the valley leading towards Ruby Valley. So, here's what I need you guys to do, is Malcolm, Diego's going to have to make a driving check. And you remember that, Malcolm, you have an opportunity to help him with that in some way. Love it! Okay, so what are Jeff? What is Malcolm going to do to try and help him?
Just trying to picture this and think of like what he could do. I mean, he's just trying to fire the 50 cal in such a way to make the, what are these things called?
Rattlers.
To make the Rattler not able to follow us in a straight line, like forcing it to keep turning essentially, so that it's slowing it down by not letting it come straight at us.
Okay. So it's kind of like catching those sickly tentacles that are coming up.
Yeah. But purposely trying to direct it to get it going in sort of a wavy pattern.
Okay. Just to give you guys a sense of what this bad boy is. There you go.
Do I have D12 driving or D10?
You're driving, I believe, is a D. Oh, maybe it's a D. No, it's either D10 or D6.
D10.
Oh, that thing looks horrible.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So Diego, yeah, your driving is a D10.
7.
7. So okay, and then Jeff, did you make your roll?
Oh no, what do I roll?
If you roll a shooting check.
Oh, okay. Shooting. Shooting D8.
And Steve, you get to add +2 because you're faster than the Rattler.
Oh, cool.
I got a 6.
You got a 6. Okay. We get to add +1 because cooperative check. So Steve, you get to add +3 in total for the modifiers.
Ooh. Nice, 10. Make it 10.
And let's see what this thing rolls for its check. Check here. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you win. That means, and you win by a raise, so you get 2 cards and pick the better of the 2. Okay, so our deck here.
Come on.
Remember that clubs come with a complication.
Oh, yes, complication.
Okay, so let's see here. You get a choice of King of Diamonds. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Or clubs. I'm going to guess that clubs is going to the trash heap.
I think I'll take the king. No, wait. Yeah, I'll take it.
And the Rattler gets a Queen of Spades.
Oh, that was close.
Yeah.
I win.
Okay, so you get then. That means you guys are in the lead. You drew a. Let's see, what was that? A king, which means this thing's basically it's short range. It's right on top of you at this point.
Okay.
You're much faster than this thing, but because of the stupid switchback nature of the road here, you're having to kind of go around corners, and this thing's able to like plow right through. So you're sort of trying to get up and away from this thing, and it's kind of a series of like wow, right past it as it bursts out, and then you turn again, and wow, right past as it bursts out again. what do you want to do? You get a chance to attack here.
I think I will attack. I'm gonna. So wait, he's right on me, right? Reversed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What can
So do I actually get to fire the 50 cal at him?
You do get to fire 50 cal, yeah.
Okay.
Ooh,
Again,
maybe I should give you some time to fight him. Maybe I should juice up my car and just gun it.
Shit. I got a 15 to hit him.
15 is definitely hit. Yeah, absolutely, and a raise. So the damage to the 50 cal is 2d10.
Holy crap.
Okay, hold on. The 50 cal, you can fire 3-round bursts with it, which give +2 to hit, +2 to damage. Or you can use the full rate of fire, which does 2d10 with each hit. You roll 3 attacks 3 times. So you roll 3. What's your shooting, Jeff?
A D8.
So you roll 3d8 plus your wild die. Keep the 3 highest rolls, and then you would see if those hit. But you suffer -2 to hit when you're firing auto fire. So you can do auto fire where you roll the 3 attacks at -2, or you can do a 3-round burst, which is +2 to hit, +2 to damage, or just shoot 1.
Yeah, I'll just shoot 1.
Okay. Well, the 3-round burst is more advantageous. If you're going to do 1, you might as well fire a 3-round burst because it gives you +2 to hit, +2 to damage. No downside.
Okay, so I just keep the same 15 and it would be a 17 then?
Yes, then what you'd be rolling, is 2d10 plus 1d6 plus 2.
Wow, okay.
Holy crap. Chunk off at that time.
Is this one?
14, 16 damage.
And this one.
Well, let's throw that one away.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's done all that. She's going to end up choking on it. 16 damage?
Yeah, 16.
She's got acid spit.
Trink, 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 trink. There's like sparks as this thing flies off of its rubbery hide. Oh, you said you were targeting the tentacles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, your 3-round burst vaporizes one of them.
Nice.
The injured thing kind of disappears back inside this thing's disgusting maw. Okay, Steve-O, what is Diego doing?
Diego wants to try to pull a move to try and get ahead of these guys. Get some range so that we can use the 50 cal on them some more.
Okay, well, what are you thinking?
I am going to try to get him. I'm going to sort of shimmy back and forth, and then try to get him to commit to turning, and I'm going to turn off the other way and then peel out.
Okay, cool. You know what I'll do is, why don't you make a contested driving and smarts check?
Oh yeah.
Okay, see if you can.
Driving and smarts. Did I not kick my smarts up to D8, or did I? What did I kick up there?
Do you have your sheet there? I don't.
All right.
You
so
may.
You want me to roll?
I'll have to check, Steve. I don't have your the written sheet.
I think I just have my old one. I'll get my new one here. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah, your new one is, I've got it as a D6.
All right. So I roll a D10 and a D6 and a D6.
No. You're gonna D10 and a D6, and you keep whichever one is highest.
All right.
And I'm doing the smart check for it. Okay. I got a 5.
Boom! I get a 2. Yeah. Sorry?
That's your highest rolls, a 2?
Yeah.
Do you want to spend a Benny?
Can I spend a Benny?
Yes, you can.
All right.
Papa Benny!
Papa Benny, oh yeah. Set me up. Boom! I take a 5. Yeah.
Okay. 5 is so you're tied. So unfortunately, you try and kind of do that, and you go back, and for a second you're like, ha, he's gone. And then, almost right in front of you, it bursts up through the road, and you're like, oh! And you turn it, shimmies to the side. You recover and kind of skid around this thing. Its tentacles, its tentacles come out and try to snag you as you go by, but you recover in time. So next round. Let's Jeff, you gonna try and do more of the covering the road?
Yeah.
Okay. So you make a check. Steve, go ahead and make a driving check.
Driving check. Oh yeah, make it a 9. I still get +3.
I had an 8 on my assist.
An 8 on your assist is actually a raise because it's a 4. So Steve, you get to add +4 to your result.
10.
10 is 2 raises, which means 2 dice again.
Nice.
Or 2 cards. You got
Alright. Okay.
8 of diamonds and 8 of spades. And the worm gets 5 of spades. Okay, so you guys are ahead at 8. You're now at long range. You have managed to put some distance between you.
Cool.
So in an intervening time, you managed to sort of, this thing is burst out again, but it is, it would be a -4 to hit at this range. What do you guys want to do? Jeff, you get to have an action this round.
So it would be a long-range shot at this point?
That's right, -4 to hit.
Okay, I won't waste our 50 cal ammo then.
Okay. So you kind of are waiting. Steve, what's Diego doing?
Let's see. So are we like we're getting some ground on this guy? Maybe we should try to push it. Get away from it. I think.
Okay. Once again, pull a Fast and Furious and find yet another gear to drop down into.
Exactly.
We hit the Ghost Rock nitrous.
Yeah, awesome. Then
spit gas in it, like they did in Mad Max. Spit gas into the carburetor.
Yeah.
So yeah, you yell back to Malcolm, "Get to the front and spit gas in," and Malcolm replies, "Fuck yourself."
Okay, never mind.
Okay, so you lean back and what do you call it? So we're gonna drop it in. Why don't you make another driving check for me, please? Let's see how you do.
Boom! That make that a 10.
Oh my God! Okay, so yeah, you're pulled way ahead. Let's do one more round of the checks here. Steve, I'm going to give you on top of the speed bonus, and on top of whatever Jeff gives you, I'm going to give you another +2. So you get +4 plus whatever assist bonus that Malcolm gives you. Malcolm, what do you do? You could even do something like keeping an eye out or something like that.
Yeah, like well.
I'm just going to take a quick pee. I'll be right back. You let me know in a second.
So that would increase the amount of hit points you have, so that would as well. But it would increase your firepower. What else? There's other things too, like one that will give you +1 to hit with your gather. Or bonuses to defend with your gather.
Okay. I just come up with what? What's Malcolm going to do?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just going to, since we're going so fast, I'm just going to help with spotting any, like, potholes or big rocks on the road, or just, like, spotting the terrain, basically.
Okay, why don't you make a notice check for me?
Notice. Do D6.
And Steve, you go ahead and make another driving check.
I got a 3.
Okay, so unfortunately nothing.
Yeah.
You're distracted by the prospect of what might be behind you.
Yeah.
How'd you do, Steve? You go?
Oh, sorry, what? Huh?
How'd you do in the driving check?
Did I just roll that? Shit. Give that. Make it a 14. And did I get a bonus from?
You not from Jeff. You got that plus 4 I mentioned.
14.
14 in case you. Malcolm, can you make another draw? Actually, both of you guys make a notice check for me, please.
Notice. Oh, this time I noticed. Good. 8.
Not much. 5.
And how'd you do, Steve?
5.
5. Okay. So you what do you call it? Diego yells out like, "Woohoo! It's gone!" Or something to that effect.
Woo!
You go racing off, and you kind of hit a straightaway where you're able to really pour it on, and racing through that with and the sound of your engine is echoed by the canyon, sort of the valley walls on each side, or I guess not walls, but the hills kind of going up, or the slopes going up. Malcolm, you look back, and you see this thing kind of. You could swear that this thing kind of like just stops. Like it's going along, and then it kind of, goes because it's not moving into the straight thing. You're seeing it crest up and then go under again, kind of go along and then crest up and go under, and it kind of crests up and looks, and it's kind of the tentacles go out.
Yeah.
Goes in and then disappears under, and you can't see it again.
Hmm.
So we're dealing.
I tell Diego what I saw.
Okay. So you get a sense that, you're definitely, it's not with you right now. Back with that again. Hey! Hey! No! Stop! Hey! Okay, so you finally peel away. No. But you get the sense that it may not have been that necessarily you escaped this thing, that it just ceased pursuing you.
Right.
Both make common knowledge checks for me. Remember, just your smarts.
Common knowledge.
Smart.
Knowledge. 6. Knowledge.
I got a 5.
Yeah.
What's my knowledge? Do I have a knowledge?
Just use your smarts.
Smart.
Yeah, remember, there's something called a common knowledge roll in.
6. 6 is below, right?
Yep.
11.
11. You've heard, what you remember is Rattlers in Utah. There are stories of these things chasing stagecoaches for fun, like racing them or racing trains.
That's fast.
Yeah, I heard these fuckers do this kind of thing before, so maybe it's nothing. Okay.
I think.
So you guys finally, get the last 20 minutes of approach to what do you call it? 20 minutes of approach to Ruby Valley, and you guys drive up to the front, and it is like many post Judgment Day or Wasted West towns. It is a fortified town. This one is built sort of nestled in a bluff where sort of a corner where the mountains go up behind it, and there's a bit of a walls of bluffs of the mountain or sides of the mountain that protect at least two sides of this, and then around it is built a fortified kind of peak. On the outskirts of this, you of course pass sort of the ruined remnants of the previous communities of the other the other older settlements. What do you call, or not older settlements, but the remnants of what was there before. What survives is a fraction of the size of the former kind of place. There's some burned out buildings and so forth until you finally get to the actual walls. As you roll up, I guess you're not trying to be stupid or anything, right?
Right.
So you roll up and kind of hit the horn. What does acetylene gene's horn sound like, Steve? Anything special?
I think it's gonna have it's gonna be multi-tone and it's sort of pretty loud and sharp. So like,
nice. Okay, so you hit the horn, and someone kind of looks down over the walls and says, "Welcome to Ruby Valley. What's your business?"
hello there. We're just trying to avoid some underground monsters that are chasing.
What's that? You got Rattler problems?
Got what problems?
You got Rattler problems?
Is that what they're called? Yeah, we do, yeah.
Oh. Well, you didn't bring him here, did you?
Well, I think we lost him, but, you know, we're just trying to sort out what we should do about these things.
All right. Town ordinance requires that you surrender all firearms, disengage all vehicular-mounted weaponry, and you pay for storage of your vehicle. Otherwise, you will be free to enjoy the hospitality of Ruby Valley. Do you consent to these terms?
Done?
Sure.
Yeah?
Why are we here again?
Why are we here?
You're trying to find out about information about the cult of the Crawler Queen.
And we think there's information here at this
You thought that
settlement? Okay.
in a similar way to, you remember how each of you guys had reasons to turn up in greenest in the D&D campaign?
Right, no, I understand, but I mean, like, what are we doing at this community? Like, we think there might be information here.
Each of you thinks there's a connection to this place. You've
Okay.
heard, yeah. It's through Diego. You got this. Diego, remember, used to do smuggling, and he's like, look, I know a lot of the shit ended up in Ruby Valley.
Right. Okay.
You know, if we're going to deal with this, then this may be the place to be. So, as you guys roll in, all your weaponry is seized and placed in sort of, there's a building that it's like an old post office, and what do you call it? Are led in there by some of the guards. They keep you sort of like not pointed at you, but guns available. They get you to keep your hands up as you go in. You lock up each of your weapons into one of the post office boxes, and they provide you with a claim kind of thing. And as you guys step out, you look over. And then you have to take Celine Jean over to from an old agriculture building. It's clearly been relocated in here because it doesn't look like it would have belonged in the middle of this town. Right next to it is sort of one of those like prefab sort of half cylinder buildings, and parked in there is a bunch of other vehicles. You drive old acetylene Jean in there, and then you look over, and you see a hover bike.
Hover bike?
A hover bike that you could swear looks familiar. It has the olive drab that is characteristic of the United States military. It's in for the wasted west, a pretty good condition. And then you hear from behind you, as you guys are sort of settling in and parking. Once you guys have stopped, you just get out. You hear from behind you someone say, "Well, I wonder how long it would take you to get here." And you guys turn back, and you see Carl, Hawk, and Barry.
Barry, holy shit, man! How the hell did you survive?
Thanks for leaving me in that hole.
With the help of the manager.
You get a penny for that. That's great. Okay, so Pock strides forward with a clearly displaying his little chest with a yellow lettered manager sign. You guys sort of talk back and forth a little bit, and what you find out is that they were essentially made honorary members of the tribe. Give me the three of you guys. Give me a nutshell version of one thing you're going to get is each of you is going to get 2 draws on the scavenger tables. as gifts that they provided you, in addition to your dirt bike there, Dave.
Nice.
But tell me roughly what happened. Like, how did you guys leave things? How did you get out of there?
Well, after enjoying our newfound status for a while,
this is, Brent, this is in the span of like a day. You would have left that day.
right, so we'd sort of party with them for a bit,
Okay.
and I would tell them, I would say vacation time.
Okay. Vacation hour. Oh, no. You know what? They're Walmart employees, so they don't know what that word means.
Hey.
I hear it.
So sorry, what did you say, Ben?
I'll tell you something else, some kind of like...
I'm kidding. The vacation makes perfect sense to them, so they're like, oh, yes. Okay. So then they, what do you call it? So they understand vacation to be like you kind of, like, as if it's like you're ascending to heaven. Vacation. The manager's going on vacation. So,
and then we'll up into the...
Okay. So you guys are ascended up, and do you leave it open, like the hole open? The way the guys did it last time is they actually dragged the sign over to seal the thing up. Are you leaving it open to the skies, or are you
I
trying
think I'll leave it open to the side so our tribe can explore the new world, and they haven't.
Yeah, we'll leave it open.
Okay, so you leave it open. As you guys kind of get out and you finally you've brought the dirt bike out, you managed to spread some spook juice around, so it's fueled up.
That's a dirt bike up 70 feet
Yes.
with a rope.
Yeah. It was great because
All right, Hawk, lift!
yeah. When you get to the top, as you guys sort of mount up, the last thing that you hear is someone down in the hole screams out, "Team meeting!" And then everyone starts chanting, "Team meeting, team meeting, team meeting."
Oh, and Trashy's back, but I don't think he's a white trash anymore spirit. He's a Walmart trash spirit. So, smiley face buttons and small...
Why doesn't he be sort of like a collection of those, like, you know, the price was just slashed signs with a smiley face?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
So you're gonna... Are you gonna start calling him Sam?
Oh yeah, that works.
Okay, so each of you guys, let's see here. I'll do reverse order now. So.
Oh, the scavenger table.
Love the scavenger table.
Everyone's favorite.
Let's see, where is it? Okay, so. Just give me 1 sec here. I'm just going to make sure I wisely decided to set 2 blue decks next to each other, and I'm not sure if they got mixed up. They did not get mixed up. Okay, so we get 2 draws here. Numero uno, Joker.
Wow.
Okay, so the first one you find is a memento. So this is just like, remember that Diego's got that thing, the 2 bowling balls? It's like a bank. It's something that reminds you of something important, or something maybe pre-Judgment Day, or some kind of thing that would have enormous sentimental value. And mechanically, what it is a banked Benny.
Okay.
Okay. So think about what would that be for Barry?
I don't know that he particularly remembers the pre-Judgment days.
It could be something that, like, when he was growing up in Las Vegas or in the wastes of the wasted West, something that was like, oh, this meant something to me in some way. From your parents, maybe, or.
You know what? Let's make it. And it can be anything.
Anything small, like Steve's is a mirror, something that hangs from the rearview mirror. It could be a postcard or a memento, like a little toy or a music box.
You know what? Taking an old Hot Wheels car.
Nice. Okay. Okay, and number 2 is a 6 of diamonds. Diamonds is 6. Can you roll 1d10 for me, please?
Yeah. 2.
Ah, you were also provided a backpack.
Nice.
Yes. Or, if you are pock size, a sleeping bag. Hey, Pock. You get. What is that?
6
Dun,
of hearts.
dun, dun.
6 of hearts. Roll. Oh,
Yes.
you got a case of bubbly fizz cola. I think this.
See what that does.
So you get a. Okay, this is normally shit that makes you horribly sick, actually. But for you, Brent, what I'm going to say is each can will act like spook juice in terms of restoring your power points.
Nice.
It also has the same consequence of spook juice, so it can intoxicate you at the same time.
And what's a case of them, Kev? 6? 8? 12?
24 cans.
24, wow.
No, it's great, but the trouble is he gets fatigued if he drinks it.
Right.
So, and number 2, Brent? Ooh, King of Clubs. Roll 1d6 for me, please.
Alright. 6.
6. So this is a, what do you call it? A Walmart store. So you may not be particularly surprised that one of the gifts you receive is ammo.
Yeah.
You gain 24 50 caliber rifle rounds.
Alright.
That's actually this. I can't remember what everyone else uses, but that's what Carl uses. And Carl, you get 8 of clubs. Roll 1d6 for me. 4. A 4. You gain 3d6. Where did I put those? 3d12. 15, 20. You gain 20 more ammo for you. 20 30-06 rounds. And number 2 is Ace of Spades. Ace of Spades. Roll 1d20 for me, please. 13. Okay, you gain. They give you a what do you call it? Basically the remnants of one of the Royal Guard's helmets. It's effectively a helmet for improvised armor. So something else you can picture as being whatever, like maybe it's like the spades from or the heads of spades that have been sort of lashed together to make kind of a helmet to protect. So it's whatever you choose to sort of describe that as. Improvised helmet.
Sketchy looking helmet.
It's super sketchy looking, and compared to what you've got, it's terrible. But they think it's something really significant. Okay, so the party is back together. Now, what I'm going to suggest, we only have like a few minutes left here, actually. What I'm going to suggest is, do you guys, one of the things you're going to be able to do in Ruby Valley is avail yourself of the market. And remember that you can't just buy and sell stuff, you have to see whether it's available there. Right? So, and you have to make negotiation checks to try and sell your stuff too. So, do you guys have anything you want to sell? Or anything you want, but you're pretty much like kitted out with everything you need right now.
Sell my improvised helmet.
You can try and sell it. Let's see what the improvised helmet. Okay, so let's see here.
Get myself a couple Dr. Peppers.
Yeah, Dr. Pepper is. You know what it's for? It protects against radiation poisoning.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Kev, I would just check to see if they had any nice wire or a little bit of barbed wire maybe, or something that I could add to my Tetsubo.
Sure, you know what, we'll say that, why don't you just make a streetwise check for me, and if you don't have streetwise, then you roll a d4 and your wild die and subtract 2 from the result. I say that you have streetwise?
I do not.
Okay, so you roll a d4 and your wild die and subtract 2 each.
Oh man, that's the nice thing about a small dice.
Yeah.
I got 8 total.
No. No one wants that thing. Okay, you got 8 total. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get that, and actually, roll 2d6. That's how much value is in the rope you've got. Effectively, you got enough stuff to get some some value out of it.
Okay.
So it's shit you could trade off. Okay. Hawk, do you have anything you want to try and sell, or?
I can sell the 50 cal bullets.
Well, actually, so Carl uses those. If you want to sell them to him.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, and acetylene gene also takes 50 cal.
It does, yes.
What's that?
That's Steve's car.
Oh, okay.
What does Steve? You've been looking at your gear for a while now. Is there stuff you want to sell?
I do have a lot of stuff, don't I? I have an extra vest. Have I sold that yet?
No, you haven't had a chance to get to a market really since
Right.
since we started.
Well.
If we're pushing up against the end time, do you guys want to think it over, and then we can either do it the start of next session?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So then, what we're leaving off with is all of you guys having met up finally in Ruby Valley, and the God, you're exhausted, and ready to avail yourself of the market and see if you can track down what the hell is going on with this. What do you call it? With this Cult of the Crawler Queen. This was a great session. I'm going to give you guys each. Actually, we're going to give 4 XP to everybody. So that brings, and I don't know what that works out to in D&D terms. I'll take a look at that. Okay, but what that means is Malcolm and Diego both have advancements to pick.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
So that's always the same, right? Like every time you advance, you can just pick one of.
Yeah, one edge raise one skill that is one skill that is at or over your linked attribute by 1, or raise 2 skills that are lower than the attribute by 1 each, or you can raise an attribute, but you can only do that once per tier.
Right.
Yeah. So. Cool. So I'm sorry that the party was split up. Stephen and Jeff, you did a lot of spectating tonight. I'll make up for that in future sessions.
Don't worry about it.
But yeah, excellent. What do you call it? For scorcher of a session for all of us. That was good. For those listening at home, thanks so much for listening to the Live from the Sword Coast podcast. We will see you again in 2 weeks' time.